The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。
テレビ
つけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ
よりによって。
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク
This motherfucker does not pay me to do this. Here we go! Lucha, 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 lucha! It's the way of life!
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
The Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. Hypno. How is it my fault? What? The bragging gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
Nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say?
People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
Jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell the fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy first Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person? Bruh. Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so then
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your friends?
Titty
Did your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drops, retard. Robocock.
Stop it. Get some help.
Welcome to Hypnocast. Let's party.
Shout out to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in, man. Come on, bring it in. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in. Bring it in. Hurry up, man. Bring it in. It's almost the end of the week, boys. It's Friday. It's Friday. Damn near everybody's playing Silksong anyway. Ain't nobody watching this show. Everybody's playing Silksong. I'm just kidding. Bring it in. Let's go. Hug it out. Listen very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Do it. Do it now. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. Congratulations. We're back, boys. We're back on Twitter. And if you're watching anywhere else, you also do anal, just like Smash AT. Like the stream. Like the stream. Figure it out. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking? Yes, I know. There's some differences in the intro that some of you guys have noticed. I have no idea what you're talking about. I may or may not be working on a lot of things behind the scenes to change up the show a little bit, make it a little bit exciting. You know what I'm saying? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. What are we talking? What are we checking? We check? You want a Wii? I'll give you a Wii. Here you go. There you go. This is my battle check. Very nice. Hey, quick shout out. Listen, quick shout out, man, to Smash JT. All right. That man finally, after 27 streams of absolute torture, he beat Stellar Blade, ladies and gentlemen, on normal mode. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he beat Stellar Blade after 27 streams. Congratulations to old man JT. What else are we checking? Hypno coffee check? No, it's not happening. Nope. Smash JT moan check? Not happening. Dark Obsidian says, I'm done with Rumble check? Oh, that sucks. What else? Waifu intro check? You like that? Did you like that terrible AI intro? That totally didn't happen because I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. Empanadas check? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I could use an empanada right now. Sir, Hypnotis check? Yeah, actually, you don't see it because I have it on video mode, but we are still Sir Hypnotic, ladies and gentlemen. You goddamn right. We got knighted yesterday. We got knighted yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we did. We got knighted yesterday. It was amazing. Smash JT says, we fucking did it. Hell yeah, we did it, boys. We did it, boys. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Look at this guy. Hypno likes lolly waifu check. That's not lolly, number one. And number two, that's fucking horrible to say to someone. So you're lucky I love you, man. Otherwise, instant ban. Anyway, shout out to you. Yep, knighted check. Hell yeah, we got knighted, boys. We got knighted. Shout out to you, man. Play the Moan JT clip for him? No, absolutely not. Not right now. Not right now. All right, guys, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Why would you... Scooby Pup is like at Smash JT. Now do Wu Chang. No, Smash, do me a favor. Stay the fuck away from Wu Chang. Stay away from Wu Chang. Please, for the love of God, don't get anywhere close to that video game. That is a horrible thing, Scooby Pup. What is wrong with you? Stay far away. Far away. Don't go to that game. Listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded like the stream. Snooty Min says, I don't understand why this is. G&G and Cobra Cast are big channels, and they are getting paid. Guys, I wonder, why is it that G&G and Cobra Cast, two channels that have partnerships with Rumble, are getting paid, but the one channel that doesn't have a partnership is not getting paid with Rumble? Why would that happen? I can only imagine. I've already reached out to Rumble support. I'm trying to get it fixed for the people over there on Rumble. I'm trying, so I will let you know. I will let you know. But I am working. I am working. Zero Zang says you don't never get a break. Yeah, I'm not getting a break. Nope. All right, guys. What about Black Myth for JT? He played Black Myth. He played Black Myth. I don't think he finished it though. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku Yurtalis, Black Samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point and no longer do, and some people that take 27 streams in order to beat one of the easiest action games there is. Shout out to Smash JT. We got Felsteph. What's up, Felsteph? Angmar WK. Do AI limit? No. No. Any recommendation that people give you to play a game, don't listen to them. It's probably going to not be good. Which, by the way, Smash, I find it interesting you're going to be playing Silksong next, considering that people are calling the game extremely hard. That's one of the topics today. We're going to go over it. Smash JT is in the chat. We got Odin Dark number 2. We got Zero Zong. We got Oliver Adam. We got Dragon. What's up, Dragon? We got Glowmide Prince. We got Mr. Melancholy. We got Yamato85. We got Sonia Lisette. Damn, my check didn't get called. Okay.
This motherfucker does not pay me to do this.
That's what Sonia says all the time. We got Time Bound Howler. We got Scooby Pup. We got Sleeping Nova. We got Sonia said over on Rumble. Look at that. Twice. We got John D. We got Toxin. We got Moogle. We got Luda Corkymon over on Rumble. We got Democulus over on Rumble. We got John D. We got Snooty Mims over on Rumble. Yes, they had a partnership, my man. Hence the Rumble Plex and stuff. I mean, I don't know how deep the partnership goes. It's probably very surface level. If anything, I think I heard rumors that they ended it, but I really don't know. Ultimately, though, my monetization on Rumble has always been automated. You know, I don't have a creator account. I have it's called something different, where it gets paid once a month. And today, finally, it says that I was paid today. But it says that on the Rumble dashboard that they paid me, but then I looked at the account, it's not paid. So I'm giving it another couple of days. Perhaps they were lagged by a week or so. I have no idea why. That's never happened before. I guess we'll see. Jeremiah Maxwell, 77. Shout out to you. The Mervoth, Blue Octopussy. Let me see. We got Kira Nightshade. What's up, Kira Nightshade? Stardew is ouch. Kira Nightshade says to Smash JT, Stardew is more of his speed. Oof. Maybe you should play Stardew Valley, Smash. We got Lucky. We got Christopher Lloyd. We got Adam Jubin over on Rumble. Very nice, very nice. We got Mr. Melancholy. We got Son of Mr. Vengeance. We got Audio Pollution. We got Fluffy Murder Machine. We got Crackdown. What's up, Crackdown? How you doing, bro? We got Valkyrie. We got Stinrox. What's up, Stinrox? Said, let's fucking go. Shout out to you. We got the legend himself, Old Man Cad. We got the other legend, Paul Q. What's up, man? We got Zalosi, Romanizer 24, Oliver Adam, P Drake 10. What's up, man? We got Toxin. We got Commander Sonok. We got the True Aztec Warrior, Sleeping Nova, Matthew with the hero, please. We got Frenchie 07, Rockin' Hound Dog. We got, who else is here? Captain Killer Guns. We got the Voice in the Water. We got Limitless Andre. We got Toad and Dark, number 2. We got Handy. What's up, Handy? We got Codex Pop. Schizosaurus. Oh, shit. Trump is deploying the military to Puerto Rico. Fuck. Well, I guess I'm screwed. We got Robert Pennington. We got, let's see, Tiger King. What's up, Tiger King? Laughing Man says he's not here. He is not here. We got Final Twin saying he's eating ramen right now. Very nice. Very nice. We got Ritesh. What's up, man? How you doing? We got Mad Master Porky, Joker JK. Did he do HollowKnight? I think he did. Yeah, he played HollowKnight. Speaking of, I know you guys are going to get mad if I say this, and that's okay. I have never played HollowKnight. All right, I'll just remove myself from the screen. Don't worry about it. Just I'll be back when you guys are not mad. Okay, bye. Is it safe? Is it safe? Are we good now? Are we good now? Yeah, so I never played HollowKnight ever, unfortunately. But in order to fix that, I did start playing HollowKnight last night. And it's a lot of fun, man. It is a lot of fun, genuinely. Like, I appreciate how mysterious it is. I like the fact that when you're playing it, it doesn't really hold your hand. I really like that. I like that. So overall, it's pretty good so far. I'm playing it behind the scenes right now. I started playing it last night so that I can get ready for Silksong, because I do plan on reviewing Silksong. So it's definitely pretty damn cool so far. Enjoying it. All right, 4 more people and that's it. Let's go, man. 4 more people. We got Drag. What's up, Drag? We got Dylan B. We got Anubis Hades. Shitty Walk Chinese Restaurant. We got Gear Master. We got Zebra 1138. We got Crash Collins over on Rumble. We got, who else is in here, man? Blue Octopus, hey! Oh, shit. Guys, we're getting raided by the blacks. Oh, no. Oh, fuck, man. Damn. We're getting raided by New Blackstreet. We're getting raided by gamers that think Marvel Rivals should be a topic of conversation every stream. A free-to-play, super casual game. Everybody hide your belongings. Hide your belongings. Let's just not acknowledge them too much. Because, you know, it's kind of like being out in the wild. If you acknowledge them too much, they get a little bit rowdy. They get a little bit rowdy. Let's just say hi to New Blackstreet and let's keep it going. Hi, New Blackstreet. Thank you for the raid. All right, keep going. Hurry up. Hold your purse. We got Mr. Melancholy, Luna Corgimon, Matt Fun Cool, Mad Max 2069, Phoenix 545. And last but not least, we got Taffney, Carbon Chaos. We got, who else? Moogle, Michael Reinhardt. We got Diet Spam over on Rumble. Grooves Games, Valkyrie. We got John Bond Zombie, 17 Crash, Victus Prime over on Rumble. And we got, who's the last one? Let's see. King fucking Demon Wing. All right, guys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. And we got Melanie Marks. That account is fantastic. And then we got this guy, of course. You notice how every time New Blackstreet raids, it's always Kata that says hi in the chat, but Atreus never says hi? When is the last time any of you have seen Atreus in this chat? When? When's the last time? Think about that. When was the last time you saw that cowboy hat motherfucker in this chat? Unbelievable, bro. All right, guys, listen. Sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member. And let's see who is going to get that massive money shot today, boys. Who is it going to be? The final call-out money shot. Let's go. Make it happen. Fucking destroy someone. Let's go. Who is it? Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? I want to see. We got Mr. Melancholy saying to go down with his booty hole protected. No pickles, no eye contact, no cheese, no whipped cream, ×6 with the double wide surprise and a cactus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Holy shit.
Now, can somebody explain to me how a mod for this channel that's been a mod for such a long time is incapable of protecting her booty hole? How is that? Like, how is that possible? How is it possible that someone who's been around for so long is incapable of protecting their booty hole? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Congratulations to Scooby Pup. I guess this is karma for trying to recommend Wu Chang to Smash JT. You are the recipients of the money shot today.
What the?
That's why, hey, you shouldn't have. That's karma, man. You should not have recommended Wu Chang to Smash. That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. All right, guys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. Genuinely, we got a lot we got to talk about. No retard of the day today. I just want to get right to the topics after the pre-stream legends because we got some Australian news coming out. Apparently, Australia is trying to fight back against the payment processors. We got to talk about that. We also got a lot to talk about regarding Silksong. A lot. It's insane. We got people mega complaining. I'm talking about, like, we got Reddit posts, a lot of them, of people complaining about how hard the game is. We got Steam posts of people complaining how hard the game is. They're like, there's no excuse for not adding an easy mode. I mean, it is just, the melting down is glorious. It is glorious. So I want to talk about the melting down that's happening with Silksong. I also want to talk about how Silksong apparently is getting review bombed by the Chinese, which I feel like is a very interesting story. Apparently, the translation for Silksong is so bad that the Chinese are currently review bombing the game, which I find to be, again, very interesting. So we're going to talk about that as well. That's some of the main topics today. And we also got a bunch of fast topics. We got some Star Wars Outlaws, Nintendo Switch 2, Cope and Seethe going on right now. It's weird. There's like this weird campaign that's going on X right now where almost every single, I don't know, like shill account, I really don't know, they're all saying the same thing. They're using the same words. They're like, this is the most amazing port I've ever seen on the Switch. Everybody is saying literally word for word damn near the same fucking thing, because that's not sus. So we're going to go over that. We got some screenshot comparisons. We got a lot of things we got to go over. A lot of things. Apparently the Days Gone developers are making another game. So that's going to be cool. A multiplayer game on top of that. So before we do any of that, we got to do the number one segment on YouTube, the number one segment on Rumble, the number one segment literally all around the planet. This segment is known all around the world as the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right. We got ourselves the pre-stream legends. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are absolutely killing it lately. Let's continue because, my God, man, people went nuts lately. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm looking at the pre-stream legends right now, and I don't even know where to even begin, man. We got Blue Octopussy starting us. She needs to do dad jokes more often if this is going to happen after her dad jokes. Blue Octopussy says, for a 5, what is the difference between a peeping Tom and a pickpocket? One snatches your watch, and the other watches your snatch. Great job, Blue. Great job. We got King Demon Wing. King Demon Wing dropping a massive 10 membership mega banger. And on top of all of that, you guys already know what happens when we get the first membership mega banger of the stream. Shout out to King Demon Wing starting us off unbelievably strong with the 10 membership mega banger, my man. Thank you so much. And then we got Lurker Supreme with the $20.83. And he says, for the Death Star fun, that's never going to happen.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Never going to happen. I am not spending $1,000 on a Lego set. It's not happening. Thank you so much, Lurker Supreme. Appreciate it. And then for another $20.83 for the Gundam and Coffee Fund. Never gonna
My
happen.
hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Lurker Supreme with the $20.83. Unfortunately, that is 2 for 2 right now. Never gonna happen. And then Lurker Supreme with a $20.83 for the not getting the silver play button and Nepo Baby Trust Fund. Unfortunately, that is also never gonna happen. So we got a 3
My
for 3.
hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Lurker Supreme. Shout out to Lurker Supreme. 3 for 3, like a badass. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. Shout out to you. And then we got Bio T Wolf, 19 with a 5. If prisoners could take their own mugshots, they would be called selfies. Man, just gets worse and worse. King Demon Wing dropping a 10 membership banger yet again.
走りだと鳥にさにさすだと進むから上のから明日は絶対もっとシャイニー自分次第深めに合い今すぐスタートボタンを押してみよう私はこんなんじゃないはず
Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you so much for the 10 membership mega banger. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. We got Old Ben Cad with the 5 membership banger. Still unsupervised with a brand new Clippy profile.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Old Man Cad. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. And then we got JP Direwolf with a 5. Why did the gamer keep losing? Because they couldn't find the pause in their flaws. Thank you so much, JP Direwolf. I appreciate that, man. Vardamis dropping a legendary 10 membership mega banger. Shout out to Vardamis. Thank you so much for the 10 membership mega banger. I appreciate that so much. And then we got the legend Paul Q himself dropping a 5 membership
My
banger.
hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Paul Q. Thank you so much for the 5 membership banker. And then for some reason, it seems like Vardamis and Paul Q keep going at it because Vardamis then follows it up with a legendary, absolutely legendary 20 membership hyperband. Shout out to Vardamis with the 20 membership hyperbanker. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then Paul Q followed it up again with a 10 membership mega bank. Shout out to Paul Q. Thank you so much, man. These guys are going back and forth, back and forth. It's kind of like Anubis and Mr. Rouge the other day. It's crazy. Insane. Teflon Dong. Teflon Dong. Shout out to you, man. $4.99. Ayo, Rumble pay you your money yet? Nope. I just checked too, like a minute ago during one of the cutscenes. Nope. It says they did in their dashboard. That showed up today, but it hasn't actually dropped yet. So I'm waiting. I'm gonna see. I'll let you guys know. I know a lot of you guys watch on Rumble, and I appreciate that. And I want to keep providing you content over on Rumble. But I also don't want to get fucked by Rumble either. So I'll let you guys know. And neither should you, by the way. You know what I mean? You're talking about like a good amount of money. Not, they're going to keep it if they don't send it. So beautiful Zexel with a 2. Oh no, the monkeys have arrived. Shout out, man, to beautiful Zexel. I appreciate that, man. Girthy Banana with a 199. Girth up Banana, ready for your... Don't you guys find it sus that Girthy Banana showed up the moment New Blackstreet actually rated us? It's a little bit sus. I'm just saying. We got Melanie Marks with a 5. I'm writing a book about all my aborts. The title is 33 Expeditions. What the fuck? Oh.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. That's the internet's insane, bro. Teflon Dong 489. Fuck YouTube, but Rumble can get the smoke too. God gave me 2 hands for a reason. Shout out to you, bro. I will let you guys know immediately the moment I know. Angmar for a 2 he says, boss man, check your Steam. I was going to. After the super chats, I will. Dragon with a 10. I'm gonna start to play Stellar Blade and see how fast I can beat it. I finished Phantom Liberty ended Songbird to get that Black Wall quick hack. Shout out to you, bro. Nice one. Very nice. Have fun playing Stellar Blade. It's a great game. Zero Zong became a member all on his own. Shout out to Zero Zong. Thank you for becoming a member. One of us. We got Ron DFK with a 2 says more marmot. Ha 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 ha. There you go. The gaming Mason, the high priest of the cult of McDuckins. 4-2. Like the stream, or Sonia Lisette will peg you. She definitely will, and for free too. We got Anubis Hades with a 5. Here's a few bucks for your G-string.
Holy shit.
That's insane. What do you do if you see your TV floating in the dark? Turn the light on and say, drop it. Non-dad joke.
Holy shit.
Anubis Hades is insane. Dragon Reborn with a 5 says, how did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant? He forgot to wrap his Whopper. Not Dragon Reborn 2, man. Dragon Reborn was one of the normal ones. Tifa Lockhart with 489. I'll be the whistleblower. How do you make a Puerto Rican eat their veggies? Give them la chanclas. That's why they swim better in the Olympics. Crazy. Dragon Reborn with a 5. What did Cinderella say to Prince Charming? Want to see if it fits? And that, ladies and gentlemen, clears up YouTube. We do apparently, thank you, Dragon Reborn. We do apparently have one Rumble rant. Guys, I keep telling you, don't. Well, you know what? Do what you want. At this point, do what you want. I have it literally pinned at the top. Mr. Spanger's Coffee. What $1 says, take this dollar. Got my priority straight tonight. Wife and I on the last 7 episodes of Attack on Titan. We must feel the feels. Nice, bro. Nice. Talk about priorities, right? That's awesome. Shout out to Mr. Spanger's Coffee. That's fucking sick, man. I actually have all the steel books for Attack on Titan, and I want to start watching it. It's just finding the time, bro. I have no time to watch anime. It really is sad. That's why I read manga. I can pick it up and read it when I want. Anti-Federalist Pain gives a membership over on Rumble. Thank you, Anti-Federalist Pain. I appreciate that, bro. Okay, we are fully caught up, boys. Holy crap. I don't know where the hell we're at. I feel like at this point we are well past tier 1, but I really don't know. I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. Sonia's on the job. Scooby Pup's on the job. Shout out to you guys. We got to go over the gifted games now, and then we're going to get into the content. UFO Mega with 7 months. The real sus thing about New Blackstreet is that 4-ton body count they're going to have after FatCon. Going to be a retelling of Cap Ahab falling to the White House. To the White Whales. Oh my God, I said White House. Jesus. Falling to the White Whales. Shout out. I guess it's technically the same thing. Shout out to UFO Mega. Thank you so much, man. Sonia says we are $13 away from tier 2. That's insane. Thank you. Let's go check Steam and see what's going on over there. Let's find out what's going on over there. Apparently, there is 5 gifted games. What the frick? What the frick? Okay, we're gonna check this out. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. Hold on. God damn it. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Dragon Reborn with a 5. Why did the snowman suddenly smile? He could see the snowblower coming. That's really dark, man. That's really dark. I gave you 2 drums for that one because of how dark that was. Angmar WK says this one takes me back to OG Doom, and he gifted a game called Incision, which apparently is all old school FPS action, no bullshit, lots of blood and gore. Slaughter your way through nightmarish industrial mazes, transform cityscapes, and surreal alien structures to cut down the growth in this ultra-violent, fast-paced, and merciless retro-styled FPS. That actually sounds really sick. That sounds really sick. And the fact that they're like in here cursing in their description, they're like, no bullshit. You know what? I believe them. I believe them. I might have to check that one out, man. Shout out to, Angmar says, seriously doubt this is a horror game. Looks more like a disturbing cartoon. I saw this game, Bad Cheese. I saw this game after I was looking at the what game was it? Mouse PI for Hire. I saw the game Mouse PI for Hire. I've been following that game for a while, and this game looks suspiciously close to it. But it's like a more fucked up, like psychological kind of thing. It's not really like the other game. So shout out to you. Holy shit, Bad Cheese. I gotta check this out, man. I've been thinking about adding this one. Disturbing is right. Yeah, I heard this is pretty fucked. Bad Cheese. Dylan B gifted Empty Shell. Empty Shell will throw you in a dark industrial environment, a secret facility on a Japanese island. Each volunteer has signed a contract for a recovery operation without being privy to too many details. A tense roguelite survival horror with top-down perspective. A roguelite survival horror. That sounds interesting. That sounds really interesting. I've never heard of this game, Dylan. Thank you for the recommend, man. I'm going to check this one out. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. No Hearts Left is in this bitch now, too. No Hearts Left. Gifted Mother Hub. A retro FPS with an artistically gritty setting from the early 2000s. Early 2000s. I like that. Uncover futuristic weapons, lost to time, and face off against terrifying bosses. Do you have what it takes to stand against the darkness and save humanity from the brink of extinction? Maybe. Maybe. Shout out to No Hearts Left. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Oh, we got some horrors. Some horrors. I like this, man. If you look at NBA 2K 2016 page, Angel Reese face looked cursed. Chuxi. Crooked Neck Man. Crooked Neck Man sounds really fucked. Chuxi is a surreal first-person horror shooting game developed using Unreal 5. With the powerful capabilities of Unreal 5, players will experience stunning realistic visual effects, smooth game controls, and intense battles with terrifying monsters. You know what's crazy? They forget to add the part where they say you'll also experience a lot of stuttering, lag, rendering issues. Oh, man. Shout out to No Hearts Left. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's fucking legendary, bro. Thank you, everybody, for the gifted games. You guys didn't have to, but you did. There's been a lot of roguelites lately. A lot of roguelites. You guys have been gifting roguelites like crazy. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's going to keep me very busy. I'm currently playing Achilles Survivor, which is a really fun game. Got to the second area so far. Really, really cool. Shout out to Angmar for gifting that game. Sonia with a 5-3. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
This mother...
Shout out to you guys. Holy crap, man. We got to tier 2 before we even got into the topics. What the fuck? What the hell? God damn, bro. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you so much for helping us to get to tier 1 and tier 2 for the 444th stream in a row for tier 1 and 133 streams in a row for tier 2. We are nearly at the 150 stream mark for tier 2, which is fucking nuts. Nuts. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into the content, boys. Come on, let's go. We got a lot we got to go over. Number 1, Days Gone, guys. So Days Gone Studio is reportedly working on a new multiplayer game. Now, I played Days Gone on PlayStation when it was free. I think there was like a moment where they allowed you to download it for PlayStation Plus or whatever. And I played this game for when it was free, and I actually liked the game. I liked the game a lot. I never finished it. I wish I did, but I never had the time. I never finished it. But apparently they're working on a multiplayer game. Now, some people have some, opinions on this. They were probably hoping for a more single-player oriented game again. But apparently they are officially working on a multiplayer game. Sony Interactive Entertainment's Bend Studios have a new game in development. And you know what's crazy, man? Sony, I swear to God, man, with Sony, it's like everything has to be a fucking multiplayer game. Everything has to be a multiplayer game. It is fucking annoying, bro. It really is. Like, not everything has to be a multiplayer game, Sony. There's plenty of people out there looking for good single-player content. But it's like, you want to turn everything into a multiplayer game, and it's really, really, really fucking annoying. Never got a chance to play it. You should definitely play it. This game is a lot of fun. Genuinely a lot of fun. Getting it started in the early 90s, development studios' first couple of years were spent putting out games for PC and Apple. Recently discovered posts from PlayStation on hiring platform Greenhouse seeks a creative director for the purpose of crafting our next title, which it also states is already in development with Bend Studio. Not much information about what the project entails can be gleaned from the jobs listing wording, though one of the requirements for applicants states that they must possess experience in the development and design of multiplayer games, which is probably a pretty good indicator that the studio's next game will be a multiplayer entry. Those who know Bend Studio for Days Gone or its PlayStation Vita entries in the Uncharted series may not think of the studio as a multiplayer-friendly game studio, but multiple entries in its Siphon Filter franchise have incorporated multiplayer gameplay. Listen, man. Again, if you have a studio that is really good at making a single-player game, and they are known for having a pretty successful single-player game, nothing crazy, but like pretty successful, you should continue to utilize them and use them at their strengths. The fact that you're trying to turn every single goddamn studio into a multiplayer studio, it's Sony, man. Sony's doing this. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Sony is 100% doing this. They know they're doing this. Sony has canceled. Let me remind everybody. Sony has canceled 8 out of 12 live service games within the last couple of years. 8 out of 12. They had 12 live service fucking games planned coming out of Sony's PlayStation Studios. 12! And they canceled 8 of them. It's crazy. What the fuck do you need 12 live service games for coming out within the relative same year or two? Like, that doesn't... God damn, bro. That does not make any sense, man. But this is what they do. And you know what it is? It's probably because, to be honest with you, funding is probably easier to get for a game that is deemed as multiplayer, a game that could be nickel and dimed, a game that could be microtransaction to hell. It's probably easy to get those games funded compared to single-player games that are one and done. Obviously, you could sell DLC in single-player games, but it's not quite the same as a live service game. So, but in any case, for those of you that like the games from this studio, Bend Studio, I just wanted to inform you that they are working on an upcoming game, and it seems to be a multiplayer game. Now, to be fair, it could be a single-player game with multiplayer aspects, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Let's just be real. I highly, highly doubt it. All right. You know, actually, this comment right here, Zalosi, live services drop like MMOs at this point. So, you know what's crazy? I was playing MMOs before they became, I don't want to use the word mainstream because I don't think, aside from World of Warcraft, I don't think mainstream was ever a thing for MMOs. They're obviously much more well known now, and some of them are way popular, like way more popular now compared to back in the day. But like MMOs was always a niche thing. And I remember a time when World of Warcraft came out, and after the first 3 years of WoW, everybody and their mother wanted to make an MMORPG. Literally, everybody and their mother. And there was like a good 5 years of nonstop MMORPGs. Everybody calling XYZ game a WoW killer. Everybody calling XY. You know what I mean? It was non-fucking stop. Non-stop. It was so annoying. And eventually, after enough of them died, they stopped it. They're like, oh, it's too risky. It's whatever. I feel like the live service hype is the same thing. The live service hype is exactly that, where everybody wants to be Fortnite. Everybody wants to be whatever. You know what I mean? EverQuest was huge. Yeah, EverQuest was huge, but it wasn't World of Warcraft huge. No offense to EverQuest. I loved EverQuest. Don't get me wrong. But it wasn't ever like World of Warcraft huge. World of Warcraft was disgustingly huge. Like we're talking over 10 to 15 actual millions of players playing the game. Disgustingly huge. It was insane, especially for its time. Insane. Unheard of. But doesn't mean the other games weren't popular. It doesn't mean they weren't big. It's not anywhere close to what WoW was in its prime. WoW during its first, I would say, what was it? Maybe 5 to 6 years. WoW during its first 5 to 6 years was astronomically huge. Crazy, bro. Like I lived and breathed World of Warcraft for a long time. Thankfully, I never let it consume my life, you know, in the sense of like other people. I know some people whose lives were fucking destroyed for a long time because of their obsession with World of Warcraft. It was like destroyed, bro. Destroyed. So, you know, and then obviously you heard all those stories and shit like that of people just losing their lives to this game. It was crazy, man. Crazy. But as the game became more casual, that became less and less of a thing happening. So, but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. I miss old school World of Warcraft. I miss old school Final Fantasy 11. I miss old school EverQuest. I miss all that shit. I really do. And astronomically addictive. Yep. I'm telling you, it's great. And Godfrey, yep. Actually, that's a great comment, Angmar. Hold on. He says almost cost his buddy of his marriage. Yeah. So if you were in a marriage and you were addicted to WoW, you better hope your fucking stars that your wife or your husband was addicted to the game too. Because if not, it isn't looking good, bro. It isn't looking good. It was a wild time. I used to see people's marriages fall apart in guilds. Like you would have wives cheating with guild masters and shit. Crazy, bro. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. Anyway, let's get to the next subject. We got a lawsuit that's happening against Meta. I found this to be a hilarious story. I wanted to share this with you. Mark Zuckerberg is suing someone. And guess who he's suing? Guess who Mark Zuckerberg is suing right now in the chat? I want to see some guesses. Who is Mark Zuckerberg suing right now? Let's see what some people in the chat say. We got me. No, not me. Your mom? No, not my mom. Elon? No. Smash? Maybe. The UK? No. Trump? No. No. So Elon Musk, I'm sorry, not Elon Musk. Mark Zuckerberg is actually suing Mark Zuckerberg. So Mark Zuckerberg has filed a lawsuit against Mark Zuckerberg. No, not that Mark Zuckerberg. An entirely different Mark Zuckerberg. Although the one being sued is that Mark Zuckerberg. All right, so I thought this headline was hilarious. So let me explain what's going on. So there is a lawyer out there in the world with the name Mark Zuckerberg, the same name as the CEO of Facebook and Meta. However, the problem is that the Mark Zuckerberg, who is the lawyer, he paid for advertisements on Facebook, right? He paid for advertisements on Facebook through their platform, and Facebook took down his advertisements and claimed that it was because he was impersonating Mark Zuckerberg, the actual CEO of Facebook. So when you get it taken down, you don't get your money back. So in essence, Facebook stole the money from the lawyer Mark Zuckerberg and claimed that he was trying to impersonate the CEO Mark Zuckerberg. So it's a bit of a clusterfuck, let's just say. So what ends up happening is the lawyer Mark Zuckerberg is annoyed and is suing, not the actual Mark Zuckerberg, but basically his company, suing Meta and Facebook for stealing his money. I think that's pretty reasonable. I also think Facebook's fucking retarded. If Facebook can't understand the difference, then they deserve to be sued at that point. That's pretty damn stupid. So while having the same name as someone incredibly famous might be occasionally fun for some people, for others, it can be really annoying. And in certain cases, it can be so bad that the impact it's having on your livelihood ultimately forces you to do one thing: file a lawsuit against your famous namesake. This is exactly what happened with an Indiana-based lawyer called Marquez Zuckerberg. As reported by TechCrunch, sharing a nearly identical name with Meta CEO might seem to be a relatively innocuous thing, as does the fact that the aforementioned lawyer has been legitimately using Facebook to advertise his legal services. So he's trying to use, their service to advertise his company. That's nothing crazy about that. However, as explained in a short report from WHTR, Meta's moderation systems have apparently flagged such Facebook posts as being a false impersonation of the real Mark Zuckerberg and promptly taking them down. The lawyer has, of course, paid fees for using a commercial Facebook page, but you never get them back if a post is actually deleted. So this has apparently been going on for so long that Mark Zuckerberg, the lawyer, has filed a lawsuit against Meta for breach of contract and other aspects. It's an amazing thing. This is genuinely like, wow, bro. This is an amazing thing. No way to appeal. Maybe, but let's be real, man. How many times have these social media platforms, when you utilize their appeals process, how many times has it actually worked? Come on, man. Like 1% of the time, like very little, very, very rarely is the appeal process ever going to work. You know what I'm saying? So this is actually one of the funniest lawsuits I think I've ever seen in my life. Mark Zuckerberg, the lawyer, has been affected so much that he, with the same name as Meta CEO, that he has a website dedicated entirely to it. Some of the things he lists, such as routinely receiving death threats and harassment, sound genuinely harrowing, but at the same time, he has also decidedly stoic view about it all. So apparently people think he's the real Mark Zuckerberg, that they send him death threats and shit. I don't mean to laugh because that's fucked up. But I think this is wild. This is such a wild story, man. Imagine if your name was Elon Musk. Oh my God, bro. How terrible would that be? That would be fucking awful. Can you imagine if you were some random person? If you were some random person and you were named Elon Musk, the amount of death threats you would get on a daily basis is insane. Crazy shit, man. So I just wanted to share this story. All right, moving on, man. Let's talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about this. Oh my God, dude. It's just the amount of shillery that is happening right now for Star Wars Outlaws is wild. It's no different than when the game came out on all other platforms and we saw all the bullshit being spread about this game. It is no different. Ubisoft developer says Nintendo Switch 2 game cards don't support performance needed for the game, which is why they went with download and not physical card game editions for this game. But that's not mainly what I want to talk about. I want to focus on the actual performance, okay? So there are people that are going around on X right now, and if you just search Star Wars Outlaws on X, you're going to get an insane amount of cope that is happening right now for Star Wars Outlaws. You're going to see a lot of suspicious, very same worded posts from just random accounts about Star Wars Outlaws. If you actually look, I'll show you myself. So if you search Star Wars Outlaws over on X, you're going to see some accounts like, let me tell you now, in my opinion, Star Wars Outlaws is hands down the best port I've played on Switch 2 so far. This comment right here, the best port I've played on Switch 2, this is everywhere. This is literally everywhere. People are all saying the same exact worded shit. This is the best port everywhere. I'm not even kidding. They're giving the game away like crazy, but that's fine. That's whatever. Happy 1 year anniversary. Look at this. They're selling you an idea that's been around for the longest time. The fact that I can play a game like this portably on my way to work blows my mind. And then he shows a picture of playing the Switch 2 Star Wars Outlaws. Bro, look at how bad this game look at how bad this game looks on this phone. I can look at this and say that they toned down the graphics tremendously to be able to play it. Right here is a much clearer look at Nintendo Switch 2's ray tracing in action. Using Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft Red Links did a superb job with this conversion. And of course, again, talking about how great of a port that it is. How to fix Star Wars Outlaws is pretty funny. DF just compared Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2 versus Series S. Both have pros and cons, but apart from less geometry, on a few scenes, Switch 2 has more ray tracing, reflections, lighting, and frame rate is steadier and even has a few more shadows. Now, I saw this video going around, okay? I saw this video going around where people are talking about the comparison between Switch 2, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Performance Mode, okay? Now, the video clip that I saw going around, people are trying to not fully showcase whether or not they're comparing it to performance mode or graphics mode. I think what ends up happening is that a lot of people were taking the Nintendo Switch 30 FPS graphic fidelity version and they were comparing it to the performance mode Xbox Series X version. Because if you look at the difference between Xbox Series X graphics and and Nintendo Switch 2, there's not that much of a difference aside from color grading. Whereas the performance mode and the Nintendo Switch 2, there is a drastic difference between the two. Okay. So that's what I've been seeing. But again, I haven't really been able to confirm it. You see pictures like this, right? Where they try to showcase the difference between the two. In my opinion, I think the Xbox looks better. I really do. I think it's a lot more, what's the word? A lot more anti-aliasing in there. It's very clear they didn't reduce like obvious textures. They look muddied. You can see muddied textures here versus no muddy textures here. People have been trying to say all kinds of shit. So there's one particular that I want to show, and that's this screenshot right here. Let me show this particular screenshot because this is the screenshot that everybody is posting on every single post that is talking about how amazing the Switch 2 is. Oh, it's so amazing, right? Guys, listen, I'm not looking for Switch 2 to be a powerhouse. I'm not. I never have, never will. I don't think anybody with a brain should be looking at Switch 2 to be a powerhouse. If you're looking at the Switch 2 to be a powerhouse, you're misusing the console, in my opinion. With that being said, I am also not going to sit here and pretend as if it is a powerhouse. And this is the problem with the people who are currently lying to everybody over on X. They're trying to say, oh, the Switch 2 is an amazing port. It's outperforming the Xbox. Bro, it's not outperforming the Xbox at all. If you compare graphics to graphics, the Xbox is clearly way ahead of the Switch. The Switch 2 is maintaining a semi-steady rate of 30 FPS at its most, at its maximum. And the reason why it's doing it is because the graphics have been toned down so much that it's able to do it on hardware that's as powerful as a PS4. This is why, like, I hate when people do this shit, because why are you out here trying to justify and be like, oh, the Switch 2 is so powerful, look at how good the game looks? Nobody believes you, bro, because nobody wants to utilize a Switch 2 for that. Nobody buys a Switch 2 looking for the best graphics in the world, and it's so easily fucking disproven. So anyway, you have a screenshot comparison. This was screenshotted from I'm sorry, I don't have the YouTuber's name, I apologize, I should find it so I could give him some credit. This picture's been shared everywhere by random people. But I know it came from his video comparison. You can look at this game and you can clearly see you got the Xbox Series X. These are all on graphic mode, by the way. Okay, I don't believe this to be performance mode. These are all graphical fidelity modes on all three consoles. So you got Xbox Series X on the left, you got Nintendo Switch 2 in the middle, and you got the PS5 on the right. What can you tell between all three? It's pretty fucking obvious that the Switch 2 is not anywhere close graphically to any of the other two. It's not even close. Like, you can't even see the rock textures in the Switch 2. They lowered the textures so much it looks like low settings on PC. That's really how this looks. The Series S over here on the side, and then the PS5 on the right. I mean, what are we honestly doing here? And then you're also comparing yourself. You're trying to downplay the Xbox, which, listen, you can say what you want to say about the S. You can say what you want to say about the X. You can say what you want to say about the PS5. They are way more powerful than the Nintendo Switch 2. No offense. Maybe not the S. The S is like barely more powerful, but still, it's able to do a lot better than the Switch 2 can. That's for sure. Especially since people are trying to utilize the Switch as a portable platform, which you're not going to have the same level of power no matter what anyway. It is what it is. Switch 2 looks like the camera was coated with Vaseline. Yeah, I guess so. Call me crazy, but I prefer to switch 2 settings over the more detailed setting. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. My biggest problem with the conversation that's happening right now is that they're trying to convince everybody that the Switch 2 is better than the Xbox Series S. It's not. It's flat out not, right? And they're trying to find anything they can. Here's what they're doing. Let me try to put it as clear as I can. They're trying to downplay one console to lift up another console. Right? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to downplay the Xbox Series S and then use that to bolster the Switch 2 and be like, look how good the Switch 2 is compared to this Xbox Series S. It's not even close, bro. It's legitimately not even close. And I'm not a fanboy for any of these consoles. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm telling you how it is. Nobody plays the Switch expecting amazing graphics. I think that's pretty fair to say. Right? If anybody's going to the Switch platform and they're going to complain about graphical fidelity, you probably bought the wrong console. That's just my opinion, but people can think what they want to think at that point. But the textures are obviously much better on the other consoles than compared to the Switch 2. So at the end of the day, the Switch has always been known to be a console that is going to sacrifice graphical fidelity to ensure as smooth of gameplay as possible. Simple truth is that they sacrificed a lot of graphical fidelity with the Star Wars Outlaws game, and it still runs at 30 FPS, barely. So it's clearly not meant for that, but it runs good enough to sell it, and that's all they care about. And that's it. That's all it should be. That's all it should be. It should run well enough for the Switch 2 fans that want to buy it on that platform to be able to play it on that platform. As long as it's not running at 10, 15 FPS like Elden Ring, then that's fine. If it wants to run at 30 FPS and they're okay with that, then whatever. It is what it is. Nothing wrong with smooth frame rate for the Switch, but for some games, just get an ROG Ally and say screw Nintendo. You can just run Yuzu. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, people love being in a Nintendo ecosphere. They just do. They just do. Like they may not admit that, but they just do. So a lot of people love being part of that. Like people love being part of like that Nintendo. I don't know what you want to call it, family, ecosphere, whatever. They just love it. They just love it. I'm still not buying that game. If you can even call it Star Wars, well, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother fucking conversation. We're not even going to bother getting into that. But yeah, it's a nice little console. Yeah, I mean that's really what it's about, man. So. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk about this and showcase this because again, you're going to have a lot of posts on Twitter. And the cool thing is that all these shill posts on Twitter are getting these pictures posted on it and they almost have nothing to say to it because there's really nothing you should be saying. Stop going on Twitter and pretending like the Switch 2 is a powerhouse. It's not. The Switch 2 is a nice little console, mainly for first-party games. It has the ability to play some third-party games, and that's what it's about. That's all it's for, and that's all it's ever will be, and that's okay. It serves its purpose. That's it. Anyway. Moving on, that is the last fast topic of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bad boys, not bad. Let's get into the super chats really quick, and then we are going to get into the three main topics of the evening. We got Anubis Hades. Look at this fucking legend, man. Holy shit, Anubis Hades with a $20 banger says, here's $20 for your glory hole. Don't tell the wife or I'm sleeping on the couch because of you. FYI, just buy a flukin' Dead Star. You're getting enough money, you Mexican. FYI, if you're not Mexican, then meh, go buy a mango. Where did the mango come from?
Holy shit.
Like, why? Why a mango? Like, you couldn't say empanada or something. You had to say a fucking mango, bro. Like, where did that come from, man? Holy shit, that's insane. Shout out. That shit made me laugh. Shout out to Anubis Hades. Don't sleep on the couch, man. Don't sleep on the couch. Setsuna Morningstar with a 2. Mark versus Mark. Yeah, it's hilarious. That story, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I got to talk about this because it's actually pretty fucking funny. It's pretty damn hilarious. Let's see. We got... Okay, we're good. Good. Rumble's listening. Thank God. Okay, Rumble's listening. Girthy Banana with a 189. If I wanted real power, I get a girth up GPU PSU. You know, this Girthy Banana, I don't even know. I don't even know. Sincerely. Shout out to Girthy Banana. Thank you so much. All right. Vinictus Prime with $1. You're not my daddy. You can't tell me what to do. Listen, man, you want to give Rumble money? Whatever. It's fine. I'm just trying to protect your money. That's all. Shout out to Vinictus Prime. Thank you so much, man. Nintendo sucks, and so does Silksong.
Holy shit.
Gotta piss off a lot of people with that. Boo that man. That's Cope. Called out immediately. I didn't call you out. I'm laughing. That was great. Nice rage bait. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. He's trying to piss off the chat. I know. It's great. It's great. Oh shit, they're calling it retard of the day. Oh shit. Oh man. That's great. All right, let's get into the main topics, boys. Man, we got to cover this. We got to cover this. We are gonna start off with that female gamer. We're gonna start off with that female gamer, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we're gonna do it today. Let's get into it, boys. Let's see. That's right, that female gamer. That's right, boys. That is right. Take the ears off really quick. So I saw a post from Madam Savvy really quick, kind of detailing something that's happening in Australia, and I find it interesting. I really do, considering everything that's been happening with Collective Shout, and other companies as well with payment processors. And apparently, Australia is trying to fight back against the ability for payment processors to dictate what they can and cannot purchase. Right? They consider it to be infrastructural. How do I put it? They basically consider the services that payment processors provide to be infrastructure and necessary, and that allowing them to be able to tell you what you can and cannot buy is basically at this point, denying people the ability to move around freely. So in Australia, yeah. So apparently, any of you Aussies out there that are watching the channel right now, I'm gonna put the petition. There's a petition that we're gonna go over in this video talking about it. Petition EN7799, stop Visa and MasterCard from dictating access to legal content. It's currently open for signatures right now. So I'll link it in the chat for all you guys who are Australian watching my content right now. I'll link it to you by the end of the video. So go figure. Even the home country of the Karens, they clearly are sick of their shit. Shocker. Collective Shout is going to hate this petition. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get it taken down. So I will link it. In the chat. And like I said, if you guys want to do your best with that, at least it's something. At least it's something. All right, let's talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Collective Shout and the Australian government. Apparently, there is a petition that is live right now. If you are Australian watching this video, I will link this petition in the description box below for you guys to utilize and check out yourselves. But there is a petition right now called EN7799 that says it stop Visa and Mastercard from dictating access to legal content. We're going to go over that petition. We're going to go over what Madam Savvy is saying as well, and a couple of other accounts that have talked about this entire situation. Now, Madam Savvy says the Clippy crew remains undefeated in being on top of the news. The reason why she's saying that is because there is an account called Clippy number 14 and that apparently follows me. And apparently they said break censorship news. Australia has an official parliament petition called EN7799 to stop payment processors from dictating access to legal content. If those of you who are watching my content for the first time, maybe you need a little bit of a catch up, maybe you don't know, but apparently Collective Shout, the UK government and the Australian government and a lot of people, ironically, at really high points of government have all collectively come together, no pun intended, to essentially try to censor a lot of legal content that was accessible prior to them trying to censor it. Steam and itch.io had adult content taken down because these people got a little bit offended because it was a little bit too raunchy for their taste, right? So they tried to get it taken down, even though the game content was perfectly legal, and they pressured Steam by using payment processors to try to pressure these digital platforms and force them to take down the content. Otherwise, they threatened to take down their ability to process payments, which is going to be detrimental to their business. I feel like everybody knows that at this point, but again, I just want to give that context. Now, Madam Savvy, again, has some thoughts on this, but let's finish what this person says. It says, Australians have until October 1st to get as many signatures as possible. Sign and share to save creative content. And again, I'm going to have this linked in the description box below of this video. Now, Madam Savvy says the Clippy crew remain undefeated in being on top of the news. Australians need to sign this and make as much noise as possible. This is also the equivalent of when everybody was calling Visa and MasterCard and basically, I guess, holding up their phone lines and whatnot, which, by the way, people are still doing. Not as much as they were before, but people are still doing that. And it clearly worked because Visa and MasterCard had to come out and make statements, more so MasterCard than Visa. They had to come out and make statements and say, hey, you know, this is not us. We didn't do it. It was someone else that did it. They were all pointing fingers, trying to pretend like they're not all in on it, of course, but they're all pointing fingers and blaming someone else, right? Collective Shout blame the payment processors. The payment processors blame somebody else. They blame the platforms. You know, it's all just absolute nonsense. But in any case, this will help bring awareness to Collective Shout and what they have taken credit for. Please only sign this if you are Australian, and please pass it to the other Australians. I am of the mindset that these type of things don't do much in terms of government movement, but helps unite the people and light a flame under their asses. When the petition is ultimately ignored, then more protests can be organized. And she's right. She's right in the sense that petitions, ultimately, most of them go nowhere, right? That's just the truth of it. Most of them go nowhere. However, they are utilized to gather people and to make everybody go under one singular flag, right? I don't mean that physically. I just mean that generally, right? I'm not saying fly under, the Australian flag, but what I'm saying is everybody gets behind one thing and helps push themselves towards another goal. Now, if we look at the petition here, it says petition EN7799, stop Visa and MasterCard from dictating access to legal content. The petition is currently open for signatures. Here is the description, which I found to be very interesting. It says Visa and MasterCard control the payment processor market in a monopoly that is not regulated in the least. These companies openly dictate access to services, sales, or operations of legal items or legal businesses based on their own political views. And that's absolutely true, by the way. We've seen this happen, and it's still happening right now. We see this happening nonstop against people that create usually NSFW content, and we see it get taken down, all because these people don't want to be associated with it, but they're perfectly fine with being associated with companies or games like Roblox that have massive problems with actual real world situations happening, but they're okay with that. They just don't like the fictional stuff, but the real stuff, gung-ho for it, no problem. Anyway, so credit card processors should only be there to process legal transactions, I agree, and not dictate what someone spends their money on. Visa and MasterCard are so big and control a market that could be equated to a utility. And this is something that we have spoken about prior, where it's not just Australians trying to make this into a thing where they talk about payment processing essentially being a utility. At this point, a lot of governments are utilizing this same exact terminology. They're calling it a requirement. They're basically calling it a need. They're calling it equivalent to a utility, and I agree. People need access to banking, free, open, fair banking. That's what they need access to. If you have your bank trying to be your nanny and saying, hey, so what kind of NSFW content did you look at today? Were you being a good boy? Were you being a good girl? Like, what were you doing? Were you gooning? Right? Like, you really want your banks asking you this shit? You want your banks getting in your business like that? Of course not. Right? If it's legal content, it's none of their fucking business. But again, anyway, there are no alternatives widely available in the market, despite these companies acting as a key part of all payment infrastructure. And that is the key part right there, actually. So them being a major part of all payment infrastructure is truly why they should be considered as utility. If there is no other option to them that gives them the same level of access that Visa and MasterCard gives them, if there's no other option available, then they do have a duopoly. They do have complete control over everything. And that's not acceptable. If they're trying to play moral arbiters, who the fuck made them the moral arbiters of anything? Right? Their one single job is to process payments. And if you as a company that is strictly trying to process payments choose not to process payments because it offended you or something, that makes no sense. Are you a company? Or like what's going on here? It makes zero sense. Anyway, just like water companies or electricity providers are regulated to prevent them from stopping service based on arbitrary views, Visa and MasterCard should be held to the same standard. And I agree. I agree with that 100%. You know, they can't turn off your water because they caught you gooning. You know what I mean? Like, they can't turn off your water because you happen to like a little bit of the hardcore stuff. They can't turn off your electricity because you fap, 5 times a day. They can't do that. They can't do that. And Visa and MasterCard, if it was up to them, they would do that. They've already tried to do that, right? If you make content that is NSFW, they're going to look at you with a shameful eye, and the eye of Sauron's going to come down on you, and you're going to be banned from whatever XYZ platform that they want to ban you from. So here's the request for the petition. It says, we therefore ask the House to open antitrust investigations and penalize the unregulated monopoly of a key part of everyday infrastructure. That's the word I was looking for. Payment processors are not there to regulate what legal content people consume or to threaten companies who do not agree to the whims of people who run Visa and MasterCard. These payment processors should be there to process payments and regulated like a utility in today's day and age. That is such a simple, easy request. I don't see any issues with this whatsoever. I feel like this is pretty straightforward. I feel like this is pretty damn base, to be honest with you. This is how it should be. The payment processors have no reason to be holding themselves as moral arbiters over anybody and then threatening the ability to have safe, easy access to banking, all because they disagree with your view on, I don't know, XYZ NSFW content. Who the fuck told you to, what business is it to you? Especially when a lot of the people who advocate for the censorship like this are usually caught gooning themselves. So what are we really doing here? You guys are absolute hypocrites. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below. There is 26 days left on this petition. It is until October 1st of 2025. So I'm going to link this petition in the description box below. If you are Australian watching this video, consider signing that petition if it's something that interests you. And if you are not Australian, what do you think about this situation? I find it hilarious that the people in the backyard of Collective Shout apparently can't stand them so much that they're trying to fight them, which is so funny because you'll have Collective Shout pretend like everybody loves them, right? Oh, everybody loves us here. It's only you people in the other places like America that overvalue your free speech. They said that one time. They said that we overvalue our free speech. We overvalue our Second Amendment. We overvalue all that stuff, at least according to them anyway. They consider it to be a detriment. So I find it pretty funny that somebody or people in Australia are fighting against this. But to be fair, they're fighting everywhere. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this nonsense that's happening in Australia? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, boys, I'm going to link this petition in the chat right now. If you want to, if you're Australian, consider checking it out. I'm linking it in Rumble as well, YouTube and Rumble. It is linked. You guys can go check that out. 26 days on that petition. So definitely follow through with that. Okay, we're gonna get to the next topic. Let's catch up on super chats really quick. Dragon Reborn with a 2. Hypno, check your Steam. I gifted you some. Wait, what? You did? I thought I checked. Oh, you did more? Holy fuck, bro. Seriously? All right, I'm gonna check right now. Demon Carol with a 5. Collective Shout can suck on the bad Dragon catalog. Demon Carol is insane. Shout out to Demon Carol, man. What a fucking legend. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. So we had some more gifted games. This gamer bro, I can't, man. This gamer girl. Oh, dude. Autobot or Decepticon? Decepticon all day long, man. All day long. This gamer girl gifted Transformers Galactic Trials. Decepticon all day. Even though they lose, it's fine. Decepticon all day. Shout out to this gamer girl. Thank you so much for Transformers Galactic Trials. Roll out for intense arcade racing and robot combat fused together in a battle for lost prime relics. Cybertron's future depends on you. You know, there was one Transformers game that I loved so fucking much, man. Let me see if I could find the name. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me look at my library. Transformers War for Cybertron. War for Cybertron. Holy fuck, did I love that game. Oh my god, bro. War for Cybertron was such a fucking good game. I am telling you, it was sick every time. Like you would the transforming was so clean. The multiplayer was so fun. Bro, god damn, War for Cybertron is amazing. I have that on my Steam account. Oh man, good fucking game, bro. I'm telling you, the gameplay was so good, so smooth, so good. If that game was godlike, I agree. You love the PvP? I love the PvP, bro. What? The PvP was amazing. It was amazing. Sincerely, every way imaginable was amazing. So good, man. Let's scroll down really quick. Again, thank you, this gamer girl. I appreciate that. Oh shit, Dragon Reborn. Here we go. Have you noticed that more and more women are having their navels pierced? That's because it's a handy place to hang the air freshener. And then he gifted Fatal Frame Project Zero, Maiden of Blackwater. I thought I had this game. Do I not have this game? I guess not. Shout out to Dragon Reborn. I could have sworn I had this game. Why am I thinking I had this game? Yes, I lose track, man. I'm getting old. Fatal Frame Project Zero, Maiden of Black, Digital Deluxe Edition. Shout out to Dragon. Oh, yes, you know I do. This gift is already in your library. I do have this. I do have this game, Dragon Reborn. I'm sorry. I do have this game. I can't accept it. Why would it allow you to buy this for me? That's so weird. It should not have allowed you to buy this for me. I'm sorry, Dragon Reborn. I'm almost positive that I had this game already. Almost positive, bro. I'm so sorry. Damn, that makes me feel bad. Now I gotta decline it. I'm sorry, bro. I already have this, man. But this was hilarious, though. This was hilarious. Sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, man. Another one, Dragon Reborn. This one was on your wish list. Hoping it is fun. My Bigot Emperor. Hail the Bigot Army. This I don't have. Spy on Ya, Operation Memories. Shout out to you. Deluxe Edition 2 on top of that, bro. Holy shit. That's insane, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. Dragon Reborn Legend. I should be able to accept this one. There you go. 1 for 2. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I have the other one already. I apologize. I don't know why it lets you gift me that. That's weird. But you're gonna get your money back, so I appreciate you. Captain Killer Gun says there's a dude on X who revitalizes old school games on PC. And I remember he put Transformers War for Cybertron on a mod to have 4K resolution. Nice. So I have that on my Steam profile still. I have that game on my Steam profile. I'm assuming you can still play single player, but you obviously can't play multiplayer, right? Is my understanding of that legit? Adair Soto with $1. I'm so happy this is happening. What's the first step? These credit card companies have any accountability, but other government needs to catch up to stop this monopoly credit card. Pretty much. Shout out to Adair Soto. Thank you so much for the $1, bro. Captain Killer Gun says, yeah, no multiplayer. Yeah, I thought so. I was lucky I bought Fall of Cybertron on Steam before it was taken out. I don't have Fall of Cybertron on Steam, bro. I wish I did, but I don't, man. War for Cybertron was the only one that I had up until just now when I got gifted. This female gamer gifted me that game. So now I have Galactic Trials and War for Cybertron. Those are the only two Transformers games that I have on Steam. I'm so sad that I didn't get to have Fall of Cybertron. Makes me sick. They need to fix Lost Planet 2 so I could buy it. Thankfully, I have all the Lost Planets. Thankfully. All right, let's get into the next topic, boys. We got where we at? Let's see. We are going to talk about HollowKnight Silksong, but we're going to be talking about the difficulty. Yes, sir. God, I miss Lost Planet. So do I. I'm thinking about going down memory lane and playing some older games. Lost Planet, the entire series would definitely be one of them. That game, it was so good. It was unbelievably good. Anyway, so, HollowKnight, maybe I don't have an understanding of HollowKnight because, again, I didn't play the first game. I'm playing it right now. I'm experiencing it right now. I fought my first boss yesterday, and it was okay. Like, I don't think it was very difficult at all. I don't think it's anything crazy. I noticed that the bosses tend to hit for two faces instead of one, which can make it a little bit difficult. Basically, you die in like 3 shots, depending on where you're at in the game. I don't know if you get more health later down the line, but I only have 6 faces right now. So if I get 2 faces per hit, that's 3 hits, and I'm dead. I could see why. I could definitely see why it would be challenging. But I mean, other than that, I don't see it. I don't see it as anything different than, like, let's say, a Souls game or an action combat game like Stellar Blade or anything. I don't see it as anything crazy. I feel like this is something where you just got to get good, But in any case, people are genuinely like melting down about this. People are actually very mad about this, and I think what's happening is this game is having the Elden Ring treatment, where the Elden Ring treatment means a game that was not meant for mainstream has now gone mainstream, and now people have a misunderstanding of what that game is actually supposed to be because it went mainstream. Does that make sense? So basically, HollowKnight was successful over time. Not at first, but it was successful over time. It gained a large following over the many years that it was out, and now it has a mainstream following behind it, but people are, I guess people have a false understanding of it. I really don't know. It's kind of like Dark Souls. Dark Souls was never meant to be mainstream, but then Elden Ring made it mainstream, and all the people who bought Elden Ring for the first time because they heard it was popular and they never once played the previous game, now they're looking at you like you're crazy because they think it's too hard. It's not a good thing. This is the problem when games go mainstream and people don't play the previous game. But the funny thing is, there are people that are complaining about the difficulty that have played the previous game. So it's a mix. It's kind of a mix of both. Ali Kusanagi gifting a membership. Thank you, Ali Kusanagi. Appreciate you, bro. John Q Ghost with a $10 super sticker. Thank you, John Q Ghost. I appreciate that, bro. You're a fucking legend, man. Thank you. Guys, like the stream. Please like the stream. Make sure to like this stream. I know it's annoying. I know it is, but truthfully, it helps us greatly on the live stream. So please like the stream or hype it, whatever. I don't know. What's that new feature they have where you can hype? I think that's only videos. Like the stream. It's easy. 1, 2, 3. Dark Souls was mainstream. PewDiePie played it back in the day. No, it fucking wasn't. No, it wasn't. No offense. No, it wasn't. Just because PewDiePie. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. Dark Souls was not a mainstream video game. Dark Souls was not a mainstream video game at all. Dark Souls, like that like series became mainstream, truly mainstream with Elden Ring. That's when it became mainstream. That's when it took over the world by storm. Up until their point, sure, there was like a dedicated fan base. That was a dedicated, of course, Dark Souls had a dedicated fan base. I was one of the people in that fan base. But it never became mainstream until Elden Ring. Everyone was streaming it in Dark Souls 3. Not even close, bro. Not even close. Compared to what? Compared to Elden Ring? I'm telling you, there's real mainstream. And Elden Ring was real mainstream. You know, just because it was exactly Sister Loco nails it. Just because it was known doesn't mean it was mainstream. I mean, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe let's look at the numbers. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I could do some real-time numbers. Let's see. Let's check. Hold on. SteamDB, Dark Souls 3. Does anybody know if Dark Souls 3 was a multi-platform release when it came out? I believe it was. But does anybody know? Was it a multi-platform release? Does anybody know? Yes, it was. Okay, good. All right. So SteamDB and then Elden Ring. Let's see. Yeah, bro, not even close. So look at this. It was still good numbers though. Don't get me wrong. So look at Dark Souls 3. Okay, Dark Souls 3 multi-platform release. Okay, Dark Souls 3, right? Fuck this. I'm not forget this number. This number doesn't mean anything. It's high, but it doesn't mean anything. This is yes, it's well known. Yes, it's pretty good. But look at the viewership, right? So 275,000 people viewing it on Twitch 6.7 years ago. Okay. Pretty decent numbers. They're not bad numbers, right? I wouldn't call it super mainstream, but they're definitely not bad numbers. And then look at Elden Ring. Look at Elden Ring. Elden Ring. I mean, it is look at the viewership. Almost 1 million people. Almost 1 million people were watching it 3.6 years ago on Twitch. So almost 3 to 4 times as more popular than Dark Souls 3. So that's why I'm saying Elden Ring is the true when Souls-like games really became mainstream versus Dark Souls being that once Dark Souls hit Dark Souls 3, it was slowly starting to creep out of the niche or this small it was slowly starting to creep into the well-known territory, but not quite mainstream. I agree, but Dark Souls is I never said it wasn't popular. I just said it wasn't nowhere near as mainstream. It wasn't mainstream at all. It was obviously popular. People liked it. It obviously had a following, right? Just like Silksong. Silksong has a following. You know what I'm saying? But Silksong now is one of those games that is now creeping into mainstream territory where everybody and their fucking mother knows about this game. You know? So this is the main issue that I have with games that become mainstream, because then at this point, it brings in people who have no clue as to what the game unfortunately is, right? Where when it comes to HollowKnight, again, I'm not going to speak out my ass. You guys can speak for me. You can tell me if HollowKnight's hard or not. I heard it was. The first one anyway, I heard it was pretty difficult. But I'm sure that the second one is harder. The sequel, I'm sure, is harder. So I think I saw somebody in the chat complaining about it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right here, Star Slinger. It is too hard, dude. Don't give me that get good bullshit. I play Souls game. I play hard games, but this game is annoyingly too hard right now out the gate. So what makes it annoyingly too hard? What makes it annoyingly too hard? You know, because if you play Souls games and if you fought every single or all the bosses in these Souls-like games, you would realize some of them are extremely fucking unfair. Like borderline retarded unfair. You know what I'm saying? So what about this game makes it so different compared to, let's say, compared to Souls games? Like what about this game makes it so unfair? You know? Because I gotta be real with you. Again, I've played some of the hardest games out there. I don't see how this game can have anything different. The down dash is stupid, maybe. Okay. Down dash. Fair. HollowKnight says, I gotta be real with you. Smash JT saying HollowKnight is hard. I don't know if I can listen to him. I love you, Smash. It took you 27 streams to beat Stellar Blade. I feel like everything's hard. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Smash. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's hard for people that never played the old school 2D arcade games. Okay, maybe. Fair enough. He has skill issues, perhaps. You can change the down dash if you play the game. Yeah, okay, so at this point, I don't know if the guy is still in the chat. Maybe he raged out. I don't see him responding. Again, I'm not mad at him. I'm just trying to figure out like what is it that's making this game so unbelievably like compared to other games, Anyway, let's switch over. Let's read some of these because I have some posts brought up of people just fucking losing it, bro. Losing it on Silksong. They're not happy at all. Smash says, ow, my pride. You'll be all right. And I mean, listen, I feel like a lot of us have grown up on a lot of these old school side scrollers that are pretty damn difficult, It's not that hard. There is a learning curve. Once you learn it and unlock some skills, it's pretty fair. All right. Fair enough. There you go. I feel like a lot of us have grown up on these harder side scrolling games that in this day and age, when a game like this goes mainstream, I feel like a lot of people are in it that have no idea what they got themselves into. They probably looked at it and they're like, "Oh, I can see why this game is doing so good. It's like a cozy looking game. It looks so cool. It looks so artsy. It looks so cutesy. Let's play this game. Yeah, you guys enjoy this game. Yeah, I'll play it." And to be honest with you, a lot of people recommend games. These days where they don't actually tell their friends what the deal is. They just like, "Hey, bro, did you play Silksong?" And you're like, "No, I never played it. What is it?" Like, "Bro, it's so good. You gotta play. You gotta buy it right now." And they're like, "Oh yeah, what's so good about the game?" "It's just so good. You gotta buy it." Like, there's so many people that are like that, and they don't tell people. You know what I mean? Like Cuphead. Yeah, Cuphead is actually a really great example. You know how many people bought Cuphead because they thought it was cute? They thought it was like the art style was cool and shit. They sold the idea of the game, and then people bought Cuphead, and before you know it, they're like, "This game is hard," And then if you look at the Steam achievements, for Cuphead, you'll realize that a lot of people don't actually complete the game. If you look at it, a lot of people don't have the ending achievement. So Cuphead was an epic throwback. It was awesome. I fucking love the animation of Cuphead. Hard as a Dark Souls game, dude. This game has no stamina bar. It doesn't get easier than that. It's like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. No stamina bar equals easy mode. I do agree with that. The games that I've noticed that the games that have no stamina bar, I fucking destroy those games. I destroy those games because I'm so used to having stamina management that the moment I play a game that has a stamina bar in it, no stamina bar in it, I'm just wrecking people. It is like not even close. Maybe that's why I had such an easy time with Stellar Blade, but I don't know. At least up until the last like 2 bosses, and that was something different. But even still, it only took me like 12 minutes to beat Raven. It took me about a half an hour to beat Providence. I think like a half an hour, something like that. Yeah, exactly. No stamina equals infinite dodging, parrying, no sweat. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely easier. All right, so let's go over this. Let's make this video and talk about it really quick. Vindictus Prime with $1. Things were best when niche. When things go mainstream, they turn to shit because everybody wants to mold it into something they like instead. Just think gaming magazines were lying to us about video games way before gaming became mainstream. You got a point. You definitely got a point. He says, I got near the end of Deadly Towers back on NES. You want to talk about hard? That game didn't even want to let you play. It would constantly glitch out. I could never get it to run again. That's crazy. That's a whole nother level of difficult. How long did it take Smash to beat Raven? 3 days. About, I think 3 days. Or like 2.5. 2.5. Technically 3 days, but like realistically, 2.5. All right, let's get into it, boys. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Silksong. Now, apparently, Silksong is taking the world by storm. We already know this. We went over the Steam DB numbers. They are massive. People are enjoying this game like crazy. 12 hours ago, it hit an all-time new peak of 562,814 players playing the game right now. But there is a certain group of people that are playing this game that are not very happy with it. They have a lot of thoughts regarding the difficulty of the game. Apparently, a lot of people, some people, are already saying that HollowKnight Silksong is too hard. And we're not talking about at the basic level. We're talking about people actually genuinely melting down over it. I have a couple of Steam posts and Reddit posts that I want to go over. And sure, some of these people could be rage baiters. We really don't know. But ultimately, some of them do seem pretty damn legit because a lot of them bring up the history of HollowKnight and why they feel like it should be easier or the game should have an easy mode or an option, you know, a difficulty slider, something along those lines. So let's talk about it. This article comes from Game Rant and it says HollowKnight Silksong has already become a huge hit, but some gamers already have a pet peeve with the eagerly awaited game. They think it's too hard. Team Cherry's original platformer was already known for being difficult, and some people seem to believe that HollowKnight Silksong is an even more stressful experience. Silksong started its development as DLC for the original HollowKnight. Over time, the project scope expanded, and HollowKnight Silksong ultimately evolved into a full-fledged sequel. After years of waiting, the fan base recently rejoiced when HollowKnight Silksong was released on September 4th. But despite the overall positive impressions regarding Silksong, and I want to make it very clear in this video, there is a lot of positive impressions on this game. Sure, there's a lot of people that think this game is too hard, but the overall sentiment around this game is still nearly a 90% positive ratio of reviews over on Steam. So that's really not that bad. People are clearly liking the game. The game is currently getting review bombed by Chinese players, but that's for a totally different situation. Has nothing to do with the difficulty of the game. But in any case, in multiple social media posts, apparently gamers have major complaints about HollowKnight Silksong, with some saying that too many bosses deal double damage and Hornet's hitbox often feels too big. Some of these gamers aren't happy that Silksong appears to be considerably more challenging than its predecessor, especially since some fights cause the player to lose 2 mass simply by touching enemies, a phenomenon that was not as common in HollowKnight. Some other players, however, have argued that Hornet moves much faster than the Knight, which would even out the difficulty as soon as gamers become accustomed to her movement set. Now, listen, I already know there's going to be people in the comments. This is going to be a very hot topic, so I'm sure the comments are going to be wild. But in the comments, I'm sure people are going to be one of the two. It's either going to be get good, scrub, or it's going to be you don't know what you're talking about. The game's really hard. I play XYZ game. I'm amazing. Whatever. At the end of the day, you know, the developers, if they end up changing the game because of the complaints, well, that's going to be a little bit unfortunate. You know, I don't like when hard games get changed because of player feedback. It would be one thing if people are saying, hey, XYZ boss is glitched, XYZ boss, it's bugged, whatever. It's different if the game is glitched, if the game is bugged. Fine. But if the game is working as intended and is simply too hard for a lot of people, if they end up nerfing it, well, that's going to be unfortunate, right? Because we see games get nerfed quite often by player feedback from people that really shouldn't be playing these games. And you're going to get people that surprisingly say they played the original HollowKnight, but then for some reason view this game as just way too damn hard. I really don't know what's going on there. But in any case, let's look at some of these posts over on Reddit. So going over to Reddit, we got some people that talk about apparently too many thing hits for 2 mass, right? I gotta say, I feel like they're really overusing double damage so far. Only a few hours in, and I've seen an absurd amount of enemies that do, at least in my opinion. Anyone else feeling that way? This person says, I don't mind a lot of things doing to mass. I'm more getting clapped by the fact that you could get hit multiple times in a row. The 1.3 second invulnerability after being hit, like in HollowKnight, isn't there. So enemies that do multi-slashes or whirlwind attacks can just chunk you down entirely if you get hit by the entire attack. It's super punishing if you get hit against the wall or somewhere where in HollowKnight you got invulnerability and can get out of it. Here, if you get pinned in a corner, all your health is gone. Poof. Bye-bye. Agreed. Overall game feels harder than HollowKnight because of it. Now, again, as a sequel, I feel like it should be at least more challenging. It should be harder. It should be more punishing. Unfortunately, it gets to a point where I feel like when a game gets as successful as HollowKnight Silksong and grows a fan base like this and becomes the hot topic of conversation, where now you got astronomical numbers that you're pulling in, the simple truth is that when you have numbers like this, you're bound to get people think the game is too hard, right? The same exact thing happened with Elden Ring. Elden Ring brought in a mass amount of people that never played Souls games before. They heard about it, but they never played it. Elden Ring went so mainstream that there was a bunch of people playing the game that never ever should play a Souls game. That's just the truth of it. They never should play a Souls game because they truthfully just can't handle it, which that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's games for everybody, but Souls games are not for everybody, as much as Elden Ring went super mainstream. Now, people complained about Elden Ring's difficulty like crazy when that game came out. And the simple truth is most Souls-like players understand that Elden Ring is probably one of the easier Souls-like games that are out there, especially in the beginning. The game basically holds your hand and makes it fairly easy for you to get to at least a point where you are decently powerful enough to continue the game and handle the challenges. But overall, compared to other Souls-like games, in terms of how punishing it is, Elden Ring is nowhere near as punishing as some of the earlier iterations of Souls-like games. So, but people still complained anyway. That's just how it goes. Now, in terms of this game, you got this person saying 8 hours in, one big complaint. There is way too much double damage. Almost every boss does it, and a bunch of random enemies do it too. It is honestly just annoying. Also, Hornet's hitbox is too big, in my opinion. She seems to get hit by everything, even when it hits the tip of her horns. I also wish bosses would drop rosaries, heart emoji. There's a big inflation problem in Farloom, and I just think as I finally save some money, I need to buy a bench or a bell. At least I still haven't gotten the simple key. So people clearly have problems. Now, immediately what I'm going to do is, looking at stuff like this, I'm going to go over to the Steam forums. And the Steam forums are, needless to say, quite interesting. I have two particular threads that I want to go over. You have this person over here that says there is literally zero reason for this game to not have an easy mode. Super easy to implement. Team Cherry just hates their fans. Now we're at the point where we're trying to say that Team Cherry hates their fans. This is when it gets to the crazy part, right? Because I don't think Team Cherry hates their fans at all. I think Team Cherry actually loves their fans quite a bit, considering how hard they worked on this game with only 3 developers over the amount of time that it took. I don't think they hate their fans. I think at this point, it's something where they wanted to challenge their fans, and their core fans are probably going to accept that challenge. But a lot of the new people are not going to do that. This person says, I don't know, it depends. Sure, they can tone down the bosses and creature health to make it easier, but the platforming sections will still require skillful inputs unless they implement some auto platforming helper. Do not joke about that, because there are some people that probably would want that. People who insist they add an easy mode to their game are not Team Cherry fans. I'm so glad that you're so dialed into what Team Cherry intended and just how easy game design is to do. More and more entitlement. They want to farm cloud awards. I do. I think that they are trying to farm clown emojis. Now, here's the thing. There is one more thread that is way more detailed over on the Steam forums. This one from the Swarm Lord says, no, please, come on, Team Cherry, balance. HollowKnight did not exist to simply be frustratingly hard. Silksong feels like it was designed to be only frustrating. I don't have a problem with the specific mechanics or some of the bosses and arenas. I'm fine with the Savage Beastfly's overall design. But there are a few things that need to be addressed, or it's going to affect both my replays and my review. I've learned the Beastfly, perfected him through 4 staggers. He spawned and I killed 10 enemies beside himself, yet he's still fucking going. It would be fine to give him this much health if and only if almost every single enemy in this game didn't do 2 ticks of damage with each hit. The Broodmother in HollowKnight 1 did 1 tick. Why is his Beastfly doing 2? False Knight doing 2 made sense. His hammer was huge. But come on, Team Cherry. I know you've been playing your own game for 7 years, but we haven't. We cannot be expected to fight a 20-minute boss in 3 hits. Another thing that's been really bothering me and affecting my enjoyment significantly is the hitboxes are too precise. I've never had this issue in HollowKnight. In Silksong, I have died about 10 times because I swing at an enemy, my nail animation passes over the character model, and somehow I didn't land a hit. This is significantly contributing to the Beastfly's frustration, as some of the flying enemies have hitboxes the size of a money bead. The round red balloon looking things also have this problem. I cannot count how many times I dove on one of these, and my attack places Hornet's model over the red sack of crap, only for nothing to happen and Hornet to dive to her death. This also affects ledges. I'll run and jump and be above the corner of the ledge, and Hornet will just fall into a spike pit. Please, please, Team Cherry. It's so close to perfect. I'm not asking for you to make it easier. I'm asking it for you to make it more consistent and maybe stop making every fucking enemy under the sun do 2 damage, please, and thank you. Oh, that reminds me of one more gripe. Oh no, I forgot what it was again. Another major issue. Oh, I remembered. Why the fuck can I take 2 hits of damage within 1 second? Why? I can die before my brain even has a chance to react. How did this pass testing? Bro, this guy is losing it. This guy is absolutely, positively losing it. I have never seen someone get broken by a video game so much. And I get it, man. Listen, you maybe had an idea of what the game was going to be. You maybe had an idea based off the first game that perhaps this is going to be something, I guess relatively similar in difficulty. But the simple truth is that's not the case. They designed this game to be more difficult. They designed it to be a little bit more unforgiving. They designed it to be more punishing. You kind of have to adapt at this point. Like I don't think that this is something that, you're saying that you don't want to make it easier, but you're saying you want to make it easier. That's really what it is. Otherwise, like, what are we doing? So you're saying make it more consistent. How? How can you make it more consistent? Consistent with what? The first game? If you want to make it more, it's not the first game. So it's a second game. It's a sequel. It's got to be different. It's got to be more challenging. Like, what are we doing here? Anyway, I'm literally paused at the bench outside the Beastfly because I've staggered it 5 and 6 times now, and I have no idea what the end is. Why does it have so much health? If it's going to have this much health, the least you could do would make it do 1 point of damage. This game is way overtuned at the moment. So you are asking to make it easier. That's the amazing thing. Like, it just, people don't want to admit to themselves that they are raging right now. Like, they don't want to admit that they're getting frustrated, that the game is very difficult, and they don't have an answer as to how to beat it yet. You will come up with the answer if you keep trying, but as of right now, they don't want to admit that they're getting very angry at it. The simple truth is that you're getting very angry at it. That's really what it is. You're angry you can't beat the game, and you're trying to blame the game for the reason why you can't beat it. You can beat it. You absolutely can beat it. There's people out there that are going to beat the game, and there are going to be challenging moments in every single video game, and this is probably one of the more challenging moments in any game. I don't know how hard it is. I haven't played it yet, but I'm sure it's a motherfucker. But at the end of the day, we're going to learn how to play it, and we're going to learn how to beat it. Otherwise, people are going to tell you to get good. That's really what it is. Oh my God, he keeps going. Oh, I also forgot I wanted to mention difficulty is fine, but false difficulty is a death sentence for your game. Everybody went through Path of Pain. We got mad, we were tense, but when we beat it, we felt like we had a wave of relief and satisfaction. I did that. Same for Mantis Lords, Nos, HollowKnight, Radiance. But this game is fake difficulty. How you thought making every other enemy and damage source deal 2 hits of damage in the early game was fine is just baffling to me. All the points above contribute to fake difficulty. Fake difficulty, like all the spike fields, with bounce flowers that you have to go through to progress. HollowKnight had its fair share of spikes, but nowhere near as required and prohibitive with such a jank mechanic. Honestly, fix the hitboxes, and I no longer have any issue with the spike fields. And he's going to keep going, I'm sure. The simple truth is that these people don't realize that when you're making a sequel, you got to understand that your players had the first game for a long amount of time. Whether you played HollowKnight in its first year and over 7 years, or whether you played it in the last year, it doesn't matter. People had a lot of time with HollowKnight. And there's a lot of people that are going to be looking for increased difficulty and more of a challenge. And if you don't give that to them, if you give them the same experience they got with HollowKnight the first game to be more consistent, people are going to call it too easy. This is unfortunately the slippery slope, the tightrope that people have to walk when designing video games like this. I think it's better if they make the game more difficult and the players rise to the occasion. I think it's a good opportunity to really make this a game that stands the test of time for a long time, and people remember it just like they remember the first one. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below about HollowKnight Silksong. Are you playing Silksong? Do you find it to be too difficult? If you do, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. and I'll see you guys on the next one. Holy shit. Fake difficulty only applies to games with difficulty options. Where hard equals bullet sponge. Yep. So I would agree with that. What's a good example of that? Bosses that are... Wait, hold on. OG Shinobi will make them cry. Bro, Ninja Gaiden will make these people cry. Ninja Gaiden will make these people fucking lose their mind. Can you imagine them playing that game? It would be insane. Toxin says, I just beat the Moth Mother. It was easy. Nice. These people should play the old Shumps games where you only had 1 hit and 3 lives to complete the game, bro. I mean, like, even that dude had a meltdown. That wasn't a review. I mean, listen, I don't think that was a troll. He put a lot of work into that. You could clearly feel his anger and emotion. You could feel it in that. That's a real one. The first one, maybe not so much, but the second one, I think, was definitely a real one. Easy mode scrubs that literally wants their hand held like a liberal do have a brain. Oh my God. They wouldn't get past the first boss in Ninja Gaiden. They probably wouldn't. How the fuck is Silksong too hard? People constantly were saying that difficulty-wise, it had to compare to P5, so why are they complaining? I don't know, bro. Remember when the journalists wanted easy mode in Elden Ring? Well, yeah, exactly. So Jackson is onto something. 100% onto something. And this is why, like, I'll keep harping on it. When games like this go mainstream, you're always going to see this. Always. You know what? Bro, oh my God. Depending on the game, because you never know. Maybe they'll make it easy. I don't know. If Ninja Gaiden 4 is as hard as the previous Ninja Gaidens, and that game goes mainstream level numbers in even the smallest way, I promise you, you're going to have people saying the game is too hard on the Steam forums the day of release. I promise you. I promise you. But again, that all depends on how they designed the game. If they designed the game similar to the previous games, then we're gonna have a problem. If they don't design it and they make it easier, well, then that's something different. That's something different. Ninja Gaiden 4 might go mainstream. I hope not. Yeah, it might. And that's what I'm saying. If it does, if Ninja Gaiden 4 does mainstream numbers, you will hear people complaining about the difficulty of the game. I promise you it's going to happen. People were complaining about the difficulty of Wu-Chang. People were complaining about the difficulty of fucking Stellar Blade. People complaining about difficulty of everything. You know? Said I beat Elden Ring 7 times, New Game Plus. Very nice. Last Ninja Gaiden I played was 2. Is 3 any fun? They're all fun in my opinion. I think 2 is probably a lot of people's favorites, but they're all fun. Ninja Gaiden Black made me throw my PS2 controller so many times, yet I still beat it. Exactly, bro. I just played Shinobi, right? I played Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance is not hard. Like, in terms of combat and the levels is not hard, but the secret levels for Shinobi Art of Vengeance are a motherfucker. They're so annoying. They're so brutal. I was getting pissed. All right, I haven't even gone back to beat it yet. I have to go back to beat it when I have time. But my thing is, like, I'm not going to go on the forums and be like, please nerf this. You know? I'm not going to do that. Why the fuck would I do that? Please make this easier. That's crazy, bro. It's obviously possible. It's up to us to figure out how to make it happen. All right, let's get to the next. Well, hold on. We got super chats. Give me a second. We got John Q Ghost becoming a member on his own. Shout out to John Q Ghost. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, bro. We got Toxic for it too. A simple truth, but that's neither here nor there. Sounds like me. Tifa Lockhart 199 Smash AT be like Stellar Blade is a Souls like Lee Smash alone. Lee Smash alone. Demon Carol with a 2. Hashtag skill issue. Sounds about right. Mass Hysteria with a 5. I've gotten better at needle deflect, multiple attacks. Silksong is Psychero. HollowKnight is Dark Souls. Counter, you cunts. Shout out to you, man. No, and you know what? It's funny. So let's bring up Smash JT as a great example, right? So Smash JT, as much as people make fun of him, Smash JT, I watched this man, and this is why I did the bet, because the bet got him out of his comfort zone and it forced him to do it. but I watched Smash JT beat his fucking head against the wall for 3 days straight. 3 days straight, nonstop against a boss that he deemed to be too hard, right? Non-fucking stop, beat his head against the wall. And at one point, the chat was telling him to lower the difficulty. I didn't say anything. I was waiting to see what he was going to do. All right, because I was waiting to see if he was going to lower the difficulty like a bitch, or if he was going to man up and beat the fucking boss on the difficulty that he started at, right? And, you know, props to him. As much as I hate to say it, he fucking got good. Well, he didn't get good. He barely made it by, but he still beat the boss. He beat the boss, and he didn't lower the difficulty, even though it crossed his mind to lower the difficulty. He still beat Raven, and he even beat Providence on top of that too. So my point is, if Smash JT could beat his head against the fucking wall to beat a boss, you know, why can't these people do the same thing? It's because people want instant gratification. They don't want to be stuck on a boss for days on end. They don't want to be trying to figure out what to do, because if they can't figure it out within an hour, well, to them, it's not their fault. It's the game's fault. Something's got to be wrong with the game. It's like, no, something's wrong with you. You need to figure out what you're doing wrong. You know? So that's the problem, man. People give up too fucking easily. This is also a thing that happened in Wu-Chang. In Wu-Chang, the general made people give up at that part in the game. If you look at the Steam achievements, most people stopped at the general, because the general is a huge difficulty spike compared to the rest of the game. And most people just end up giving up at that point. They don't beat the game. It's like, no, figure it out. Figure it the fuck out. Not even going to talk about the rest of the game. The rest of the fucking game is insane too. Jackson says, I think it's because journalists suck at video games. That's why they keep asking for easy modes. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Jackson. It's not journalists that are asking for easy modes right now. These are gamers. These are players in the Steam forums. I only showed you 2 threads. There's a lot of threads. Go to the Steam forums. You'll see what I'm talking about. Go to Reddit. If you use Reddit, you'll see there's threads there talking about it. You know? The simple truth is that people don't want to learn how to beat the boss. They would only give it about an hour, and then after that, well, if they can't figure it out, then it's not their fault. It's the game's fault. And that kind of mindset is fucking awful. It's terrible. That's what's killing a lot of the challenge in video games. That's what's killing a lot of the difficulty. Yeah, I said simple truth because I know you're listening, Toxin. Now that's the simple truth. That's what's killing a lot of the challenge and difficulty in video games. It's people that think like that, and then developers are like, "Well, we want to make our game accessible. We want to make sure that our game is as accessible to people as much as possible." You know, that's. I'm telling you, man. You make a game for everybody, you're making it for nobody. I can only imagine the crying going on at Reset Era. I don't even use Reset Era. People talk about Reset Era. I don't care. Wu-Chang makes me cry. Just wait till you get to the later part of the game. Wait till you get to the end. It's a motherfucker. Wu-Chang is no joke. Well, actually, it might be now because they nerfed the game. So I beat the game before any patches came out. So before any nerfs, before any changes, before anything. I'm not even going to talk about it, but we still did it anyway. All right, let's get to the last topic, ladies and gentlemen. I was thinking about skipping it because I'm running out of time, but I kind of want to talk about it and see what we got going on here. It's also a Silksong story. You know what? I might just do it quick. I kind of want to do I don't know. We'll see. Let me go here. So, you got this, Scooby Pup. You're gonna beat it. ARC says, when I played the Spider-Man 3 PS2 game, it took me 15 to 25 times to beat the Green Goblin boss. For me, I won't quit until I beat a boss, and it felt so satisfying when I did beat it. That's how I am. When I was playing, what was it, First Berserker, there was only one boss that I had to give up on, only because I had to do Hypnocast. Otherwise, I would have kept going. But if I ever get to a boss where I'm like, all right, this is my last one, it's never my last one. It's my last one when I fucking beat the boss. That's my last one. I can't go to bed until I beat the boss that I'm struggling with. I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's like almost impossible. And everybody knows like that one boss that I had to give up on to go do Hypnocast. What did I do after Hypnocast? I went right back to that motherfucker. I loaded up Griffcast immediately. And I was like, we are back. We're going to take this motherfucker down. And you know, way we're letting him live. You know, and we did. We beat him in like a few tries after that. So I missed that game. That game was so good. We got Shadow Walker with a 5. That's what makes you a real gamer. Never surrender. Never surrender. Thank you, Shadow Walker. Dragon with a 5. Bang your head. Quiet riot. Thank you, Dragon. Uper with a 5. Game journalists would ask for an easy mode in tic-tac-toe. They sure would. They sure as fuck would. Jason Alto with a 5. I'm having a hard time with Silksong, but I am learning and getting better. And that's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. People, you know what it is? People have FOMO. That's really what it is, man. People have FOMO. They don't want to be known as the person who is struggling to beat Silksong. While everybody else is playing the game and progressing, they don't want to be known as the guy who is fucking stuck. So they're like, oh, we need to have easy mode so that I can catch up to my friends, you know, or journalists are like, oh, we need to have an easy mode so that my job could be easier. I don't want to have to play this game and actually progress. I don't want to have to do that. You know what? I'm just going to go look up a YouTuber's gameplay. You know what? That's what these people do. A lot of these journalists, most of them do not play through the game before they write their review. They play a little bit of the game in the beginning so they could talk to it. And then the rest of it they get from watching content creators on YouTube upload their full gameplay of the game with no commentary. And they just watch that. That's what they do. You know those YouTubers that upload the full game with no commentary? That's what they look at. Anyway, you don't know what FOMO is? FOMO is fear of missing out. People have a massive fear of missing out. They don't want to feel like they're missing out on something that their friends are partaking in. They don't want to feel like they're missing out on what other people are partaking in. They all want to kind of be all together. Fear of munching out? Oh my God. That's such a fatty thing to say. Shut up. Unless you're talking about munch. Oh, you talk about that munching? Oh.
Holy shit.
There you go. All right, let's get into this topic, boys. Let's get into this one. So apparently now we got this situation happening with HollowKnight Silksong. Apparently it is getting review bombed in China. It's getting review bombed in China. Bro, what is it with China and their review bombing lately? Have you guys noticed that I guess they must have figured out recently that review bombing must work or something, because my God, it is, it seems to be a pattern here. They did it with Wu Chang. They were very angry at Wu Chang because of my history or something like that. And now they're doing it with Silksong because of, truthfully, it's something that it is the fault of Team Cherry, supposedly. It is the fault of Team Cherry, but like, goddamn, bro, you guys are nuking this game because of, anyway, we're going to talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about HollowKnight Silksong again. Now, we spoke about the player base not being too happy with the difficulty of the game, with some people saying to get good and other people saying to that, you know, they're not just, it's not just a get good situation, that they have to you know, nerf the game, make it easier because it's broken right now, whatever. Apparently, there's another situation that is happening with HollowKnight Silksong, and this one has to do with Chinese players. Now, apparently, the game is getting review bombed in China right now, and we're going to take a look at that in a second. But the game is getting review bombed because of apparently a poor translation for the game. The translation is apparently so bad for China that it has caused Chinese language fans to not exactly be very happy about it. Now, a lot of people probably are not even going to know about this unless they either watch this video or they switch their language preference to Chinese in Steam. Because if you guys remember, Steam changed their rules recently that reviews outside of your language is not going to show in reviews that you can personally see when you're looking at a game on, you know, on Steam. So if I go to look at HollowKnight Silksong right now, I'm only going to see English speaking reviews. The Chinese reviews are not going to affect the score that I see for the game. So they made that change, and now I could see why they made that change because of situations like this. But in any case, Hollow Knight Silksong is soaring on Steam. We already know that. 24 hours after release, the game is doing gangbusters numbers. Over 560,000 players playing as of 12 hours ago. The game has done astronomical numbers, but to our Chinese-speaking fans, apparently they're not liking it. In China, the long-awaited Metroidvania has instead been getting review bombed by the Chinese language users on Steam, who feel that the translation this time around is much worse than that in the first Hollow Knight. The head of marketing for the game has already promised to put things right. So this is why, again, this is not the fault of the Chinese players necessarily. Sure, maybe they're going a little bit extreme here, but unfortunately, it seems like they're right. Team Cherry has openly admitted that there is a major problem with the translation for Hollow Knight Silksong for the Chinese players, and they're going to fix it. So here's what they said. To our Chinese-speaking fans, we appreciate you letting us know about quality issues with the current simplified Chinese translation of Hollow Knight Silksong. Matthew Griffin, in charge of publishing for the game, wrote on X, will be working to improve the translation over the coming weeks. Thanks for your feedback and support. Despite the good news, his post has been inundated with comments and quote tweets, many slamming the fact that the game launched without better quality checks for the Chinese localization. Now, to my knowledge, there is only 3 people that are working on this game, to my knowledge. I don't know if they outsource any kind of work to anyone else, but the simple fact is this is a very small team, extremely small team, and it's not to excuse them for providing a poor translation, but unfortunately, it seems like they're just getting hit for this. According to localization expert Loic Van Kooten, one of the main issues in the Silksong's evocative but concise writing has been turned into a high school drama club's Elizabethan improv night in the Chinese versions. He cites the following as an example of how the prose read. With nary a spirit nor thought shall thou persist, bereft of mortal will, unbent, unswayed, with no lament nor tearful crime, only sorrow's dirge to herald thine eternal woe. Born of gods and of the fathomless abyss, grasping heaven's firmament in thine unworthy palm, shackled to the endless dream, tormented by pestilence and shadow, thy heart besieged by phantasmal demons, thou art the challenge of thou art the chalice of destiny. Verily, thou art the primordial night of hollowness. Van Kooten goes on to point out that one of the 2 of Silksong's Chinese translators, listed as Hertz Liu in the credits, had a habit of gloating about their involvement in the game and leaking small details about the development process over the summer prior to its release this week. The first Hollow Knight, on the other hand, had 6 Chinese translators, including one who also worked on Stardew Valley. Now, again, so they went from 6 translators to 2. So needless to say, I can see why they probably have a lack of quality control when it comes to the translation for the Chinese version. I don't know why they went from 6 to 2. I don't know if they were downscaling budgets or switching money around. I really don't know. But apparently that's just what's going on here. No, you don't hate localizers enough. We need translators, not a fanfic writer that doesn't convey author's original intention. The whole localization industry is a scam, according to Matthew Griffin. And again, this is something that this is the post that I was going over before. So it seems as if people are accusing the Chinese localization translators of changing everything. They're basically saying that the people that translated for China, they changed everything from the original intent of the game. And people caught on to that, and that's pissing them off. It's very similar to what happens to us with anime and manga localization, where a lot of stuff gets changed to things that were never meant from the original release. We get a whole bunch of ideology nonsense getting pushed in manga and anime these days, so it's something very similar. Now, again, here is a VOW translated portion of one of the Steam reviews blasting the Chinese version. Okay, this is coming from a Chinese player, but it's translated. It says, first, the god-awful Chinese translation that everyone is mocking. It's not just pretentious, pseudo-artistic nonsense. The phrasing and even the localization of place names are an absolute mess. I don't understand how Hollow Knight's fantastic quotable translation turned into this unsalvageable heap of garbage in Silksong. The utterly idiotic localization has even affected the game's world building and storytelling, forcing me to guess at character relationships and main plot points. Thankfully, the combat holds up, or else I would be completely disgusted. Damn, that is a oof. I mean, listen, I feel the pain. Okay, I want to be very clear. I feel the pain. Do I think the game should get review bombed? I don't know. I don't know at this point because again, I feel the pain and I understand what it's like to see something that I know is one thing and get completely changed to something totally different. All because some random fucking localizer wanted to go into his fake localization philosophy. That's what they view themselves as. That's what they view their profession as. One woman who is very famous in anime views localization as localization philosophy. She thinks she's a philosopher when it comes to changing things and changing it to her worldview. So I get where they're coming from and I get their frustration and I totally understand. And if it really is coming off like that in the Chinese versions, well, that sucks, right? That really sucks. And unfortunately, I hope it gets changed. I hope they get some new localizers. And this article doesn't seem to mention why they went from 6 to 4. I mean, from 6 to 2. I don't understand why they did that. Silksong currently sits at a staggeringly low rating of 50% out of 10,000 reviews in the simplified Chinese category. That would be enough to significantly stunt the game's Steam rating worldwide, at least in the short term. Had Valve not implemented a recent change that segments Steam reviews by language for exactly this reason. Now, review bombing in one country for region-specific issues doesn't bleed over into a game's overall perception globally. And that's what I talked about earlier in the video. So unlike when HollowKnight released 8 years ago, Chinese language users not make up the largest group on Steam. While poor translations don't hurt a game for anyone not reliant on them, they can limit a game's trajectory on the Valve-owned storefront. Somehow, I ultimately don't think that will be a problem for Silksong, especially once Team Cherry gets the Chinese translation sorted. So again, they don't mention why they went from 6 translators to 2. They don't mention it. I have no idea why, but I got to imagine that is going to be something they're probably going to regret regarding the Chinese translation. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below of this entire debacle regarding Silksong in the Chinese version. Do you feel like you understand where they're coming from, considering what we deal with anime and manga, or do you think it shouldn't fucking matter and they need to get over it? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. I gotta be honest with you, man. I kind of see where they're coming from. Like, I understand people say the Chinese are very emotional. They review bomb shit nonstop. You know, I get that. But in this situation, I don't think they're wrong. I don't think they're wrong at all. Imagine playing a video game, especially a sequel, by the way. Like, we're not talking about an initial game. We're playing a sequel that has world building from the first game. And now you're playing the second game. And the translation is so bad that you can't even understand what's happening in the story. I feel like that's a little bit fucked. You know, maybe that's me. Maybe that's me. I feel like that's a little bit fucked. That's like me. Let's say I read one entire arc in a manga, right? And when I get to the next arc, the translation is so bad that the story from the first one makes no sense. It's kind of, I don't know. It's a little bullshit. It's a little bullshit. I wouldn't, I don't know. I wouldn't be cool with it personally. So Tiger King, we are not emotional. We're retarded. Oh my God, bro. Tyrone says, this is why I would never visit China. Chinese people are very judgmental. Yeah, well, we don't like fat people. We don't like black people. Holy shit. That's okay, though. That's okay. But we like their food. At least the version they sell in English anyway. Because God knows they don't eat that shit. They don't eat that shit. Can you imagine Toxin going to Japan? I'm sorry, not Japan. Can you imagine Toxin going to China? Toxin will be gooning on every Chinese girl. They gonna look at him like, we don't like you. We don't like you. You're too brown. We don't like brown. Get away from us. We don't like brown. Brown ramen only. No brown people. White only. You white? I like you. You know white? No like you. That's hilarious, bro. All right. Let's get into this, boys. Super chats really quick. Catch it up. We got Talric with a 10. What's up, Talric? Hail Hypnotic and Bigot Army. Sorry I'm late. Don't be sorry. Not used to having people ask me to hang out and drink. Is this what having some kind of social life means? People actually asking for your presence? Something like that. Something like that. Shout out to Tarek. Don't worry about it, bro. The Goon Room says for it too, Hail Lord Sausage Fingers. Shout out to the Goon Room, man. How you doing? How's your gaming going? You playing Silksong? Are you playing Silksong? Let me know. Let me know. We got Vindictus Prime with $1 on Rumble. I got near the end of Deadly Towers back on NES. You want to talk about hard? That game didn't even want to let you play. Oh, I already said that. Fuck. My bad. Vindictus Prime with $1. Back in the day, we had the Sierra Online games. There are countless soft locks. We learned patience. You want to talk about tough? Very few of us had the robot voice taunted Unreal Tournament. Took me 4 hours. Then my save data got deleted another 4 hours later. Ouch. Ouch. That sucks, bro. Vindictus Prime with $1. Well, I will say that I've done my time in doing the challenges. I'll pick something challenging every now and then, but now I feel like I'm retired from looking for the next challenge. Yeah, I mean, there's different games for different reasons, and like I love Souls games. I'll never not love Souls games. Let me put my ears back on. I'll never not love Souls games, but there comes a time where I just want to break from them, and I'll play something completely unrelated. Like right now, I'm playing a lot of Achilles Survivor. That's a tower defense game. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever really play tower defense games very often, but this one's a lot of fun. Something different, something that I could just like not turn my brain off because you still have to pay attention, but it's not like a Souls game where it's like die, 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 die. You know what I mean? So every now and then, you got to do something different. Cat Quest, fuck you, man. Okay, I perfected all the Cat Quests. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. It's a great game. Nah, man. Diablo 2 mod. Nice. Vindictus Prime, as I understand it, if a woman is over 30 and not married, the Chinese men call her leftovers. Damn. It's fucked. That's fucked up. Holy shit. All right, boys, listen. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. That is all the topics for the evening. We're going to get into the Waifu Battle. If you're gay and you're leaving, please make sure to join us tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Saturday Night Hypnosis. Also, if you see Sheepsidian live, I don't know, is he live? Let me see. Is this motherfucker live? Sheepsidian is live, man. Can you guys go to Sheepsidian stream if you're not going to hang out for the Waifu Battle? Can you go to Sheep Stream and congratulate him for getting monetized? This dude got monetized, bro. He got monetized on YouTube. Congratulations to Sheep. We did it, boys. He did it. Made it happen. Here you go. He got monetized on YouTube. Finally, it's happened. So if you're not going to hang out in the Waifu Battle, go hang out with Sheep, man. Go congratulate him. I'm going to raid him after this on his stream, but I can't because we got to do the Waifu Battle. All right, boys, let's do the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have some fun. I got a very interesting, it's Battle of Champions. And considering Fern is overpowered, unbelievably overpowered, we got to do something, boys. All right, boys, Waifu Battle is here. Bro, Sheep didn't turn on his super chats. Oh my God, bro. Sheep, come on. You didn't turn on your super chats and memberships, my guy. He's monetized and he didn't turn it on before he went live today. God damn it, Sheep. Crackdown with a 5. I'm on Bo Sorceress and Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Good stuff. She's a fun boss fight. Super fun boss fight. All right, guys, listen. The Waifu Battle is here, and needless to say, we got ourselves a bit of a hardcore champion. We got Fern, ladies and gentlemen. Fern has been killing it from Fearin. It is let's just say it's interesting. That's what I'm gonna say. It's interesting. Apparently, a lot of people like her. Apparently, we got... Oh, hold on. Dragger aboard says, hey, brother, look at Steam. Oh, fuck. Hold on one second. I want to do this now before we get into the Waifu Battle. Give me a second. Hold on. what's going on here. Am I not getting Steam notifications? What is happening, bro? Dude, what is this? Bro, you're going crazy today, man. Dragon Reborn. Sex is like math. Add a bed, subtract the clothes, divide the legs, and pray you don't multiply. He gifted the last faith. Bro, I heard about this game. Is it good? Is it good? He says he doesn't know how to turn on super chats. So tell him to go into his YouTube settings and click the earn button. And when you click the earn button, EARN, you're going to see an option to turn on super chats and gifted memberships. He's got to turn it on and accept the terms of service. That's how you do it. Thank you, Dragon Reborn. That's fucking legendary, man. The Last Faith. Bro, it's been nonstop like Metroidvanias and roguelites. That's what this month has been for gifted games. Last month, too. Dragonborn, this isn't a game where you think it is. Check it out on the storefront. It is totally up to you how you dress this tall mummy milker. I can't even say that word. Hachishaku? What the hell is Hachishaku? It sounds like a Waifu Battle game. Shout out to Dragon Reborn. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a good time. So like I said, Fern the fucking Legend is the Waifu Battle champion. Now let's go over the rules of engagement before we bring up the former champion that is going to challenge Fern to try to get the belt back. Rules number 1. All super chats during the Waifu Battle can and will count towards a particular waifu. But the only way that is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You gotta put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact that you put the name of the wife you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You could vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Fern, or you can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on stream at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After the 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you are going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? Let's be real. We don't understand the rules. We never do. Like, literally never do. Never do. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Clipachu says, I'm voting so hard. I doubt that. I doubt that. Let's see what happens when the challenger comes out. So listen, Fern is pretty epic. Okay? Fern is more powerful than I thought she was. I actually couldn't even realize how powerful she is. So considering that it is Battle of Champions, considering that Fern has some major voters behind her, I'm looking at you, Final Twin. Considering that people are going crazy for Fern, I need to test loyalties. And the only way I could do that is by bringing out on the Battle of Champions somebody who is obnoxiously, ridiculously overpowered. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger that's going to go up against the one and the only Fern is going to be none other than the one and the only Mount Lady. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Fern or is it going to be Mount Lady? For all the people who wanted her to return, I would hope that you start voting now. Otherwise, you're full of shit. Mount Lady versus Fern. Let's see which one you love more. Let's see. It's Battle of Champions. We gotta test loyalties. We gotta test loyalties. Let's see what it is. Let's go, boys. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen. We got Clipachu with a CLP 3401 saying Fern. I always forget what CLP 3401 is. Setsuna Morningstar with a $2 banger says Fern. Let's go. Oh my God. Blackguard with a $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger says Mount Lady, let's go. This man is going crazy. He's going crazy. He is going crazy right now. Tauric with a $10 banger says Fern. Them thick thighs can save my life. And then we got a counter. The trap card. The trap card. The trap card has been activated. Final Twin with a $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger says Fern. Gotta go big after the call out. Oh my God. SCMC Sucks says, why do you pronounce Metroidvania like you have a mental disability? Because it's very easy to piss off people like you. Dragon with a 5. Fern. I'll vote for Mount Lady on the next one. Fern is Mexican thick. Is that a thing? Mexican thick? Mexican thick? Is that a thing? Shout out. Holy shit. We have a counter upon counter upon counter. We have a counter upon counter upon counter upon counter. Gray the Merchant. Gray the Merchant for $1 over on Rumble. Says Mount Lady also high day 5 of 6 working. I'm almost there. Bills are paid. More money to finally take off debt. Also, my brain is fried from playing Rogue Trader. More to go. Eric Jenkins, where you at, buddy? He's quiet. He's asleep. He's asleep. He is asleep. Why don't you just pronounce it correctly? Have you considered therapy? I have. I actually have. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me talk to my therapist right now. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Where is he at? All right. Yeah, excuse me, sir. So we have somebody in the chat right now who says that I should talk to you about pronouncing correctly Metroidvania. Apparently he's so offended that he needs to make himself known in the chat. What do you think I should do here? Do you want to schedule like a meeting or something? Oh yeah. I'm having a waifu battle right now. Yeah, I'm having a waifu battle right now. No, they didn't listen to the rules. No, they never do. Let's be real. They never listen to the rules. You know that. I know that. Yeah, I told you that in therapy last time. I was like, these fucking guys, they don't listen to the rules. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh really? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So what are you thinking then? Like, sorry guys, give me a second. I'm on the phone. Hold on. Chat, I'm on the phone. I'm sorry. Give me a second. So what are you thinking? What do you think? Oh, really? You don't think that's a little extreme? Really? Oh, okay. All right. So I mean, at this, okay. All right. So what I'll do is, okay, I'll do it right now. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I'll send it to you, and we'll talk about it at the next session. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. No, Mount Lady is not the best waifu. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? Mount Lady is garbage. Stop. All right. I'm gonna do it right now. All right. No problem. All right. I spoke to my therapist. He said to ban your ass. Get the fuck out of here. You're interrupting the waifu battle, bitch. All right. Now it's time to bring out the current champion. The current champion, who is none other than the one and the only Fern, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to be Fern over to Mount Lady. Let's find out, boys. Apparently craziness is happening in the chat right now. What is going on? What is going on? Dragon with a 5 says Mount Lady, 50-foot women on stage. Holy shit. Holy shit. Twisted Master with a $50 banger says Mount Lady to bring out Masato Katsuragi. Bro, Masato is so OP. So OP. Hypno, you are breaking up. Yeah, it's because I was yelling into the mic. I'm too energetic right now. Is what happens. Is what happens when I'm having the waifu battle and people try to troll during the waifu battle, you know? Thank you, Twisted Master, for the legendary $50 Mega Banger. That is amazing. Hickory Excalibur, holy shit, man, with a $49.99 Mega Banger. Says Mount Lady would love to put my brick house on top of that mountain. Jesus Christ, bro. You would say some shit like that, man. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We got Taurik with a 10 says, Fern, I heard it. Your therapist voted. Fern. No, he did not. Nope. Did not happen. I have no idea what you're talking about. Did not happen. Did not happen at all. Okay, maybe it did, but still, maybe it did. Blackguard with a $25 banger says Mount Lady. There's a lot of Mount Lady support right now. Final Twin with a $50 mega banger says Fern, and where is GDR, bro? You see what I'm saying? GDR, literally, bro. Where are you, GDR? You are needed right now. You are needed right now to defend the honor of Fearin manga and anime, and you are not here. You are not here. Every time. BioT with a 5-year therapist still waiting to see if you like Wandering Sword. We're going to be waiting a while. I am so behind on stuff. And he says I do it on purpose. Exactly. Like, I do it on purpose, bro. GDR literally left. He was here earlier and he left. He left. He knows who the champion is. He knows Fern is the champion and he left. God damn it. Bro, Mikey for $1. You do know when she supersizes, she has a huge clit, which means a huge dick. Y'all are gay. Oh, shit. Gray the Merchant with $1 says Fern, Metroidvania being said by Hypno is the best way to say it. Loving it. In other news, the Goon Special Beads Silksong edition for all crybabies and normals who are going to learn today. Beat on. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got D Draconic with a 2 saying Fern. Shout out to D Draconic with the 2. Guys, as of right now, it seems as if Mount Lady is in the lead, but not by much. Not by much. This is a very, very close battle. As expected, loyalties are being tested. GDR is afraid. Oh, shit. He's not going to like that. He's not going to like that. Loyalties are being tested right now, boys. Loyalties are being tested. All right. With that being said, let's do the final countdown. Here we go. Who's going to win? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Bro, these are legitimate, insane counters right now. Holy fuck. Holy shit, man. The last super chat that is going to count as the Goon Room for a 2 says check your gifts after this hoe. I will check. I will check. It's the Waifu Battle right now. You know how it goes. All right, we got 4 steel chairs that were thrown into the ring during the countdown. Number 1, I can help with that. With a $19.99 says Fern. God damn. Final Twin with a $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger says Fern. And then Mount Lady with Blackguard for a $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger. And then Twisted Master joining Blackguard with a $50 Mega Banger says Mount Lady. Surprise. And unfortunately, Hickory Excalibur with a $9.99 banger says Mount Lady put Fern in the dumpster. Unfortunately, did not count. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Waifu Battle. Holy shit. Mods counted up. I have no idea what just happened there. The amount of counters were insane. Let's go.
This motherfucker does not pay me to do this.
And now let's feed the ducks. Let's feed the ducks, boys. Feed the fucking ducks. Let's feed the ducks. The groundhog is gonna be like a staple of this channel, I swear. Damn, do I not have my Mount Lady Championship photo anymore? Where the fuck did that go? I gotta make a new one? Fuck. Sucks. That sucks. Let me make one right now in case she won. I don't know who won. I think she won. Maybe she won. I have no idea. That would be insane if Mount Lady lost to Fern. People love Fern. This battle was wild. And you know who wasn't here for it? GDR. I guarantee you, even if Fearon was in a waifu battle, he still would have beaten him. The numbers are in. Hold on. Let's stop it. Stop the... Oh, damn. That was unbelievably strong. Holy shit, boys. The waifu battle. We got Mount Lady at $379.99 against Fern with $300.52, which means the winner and the new Waifu Battle champion is none other than the one and the only. And I'm totally not stalling for time because I don't have a championship picture ready yet. Is gonna be the one and the only. Hurry up and download this shit, man. All right, there we go. Mount Lady. Ladies and gentlemen, holy crap. Holy crap. You guys need to make fun of GDR the next time you see him. Sincerely. Because this is like the 4th or 5th time now where I've had his waifu on the line and he's not here. He's not here. Sincerely. What the fuck? Why, GDR? Why did you let a Fearon waifu die? So sad. No show. Now, I'm sure there is so much coping and seething happening right now. It's insane. So this song is for you guys.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. And
that's going to be it for the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Mount Lady is going to go backstage, or she will face off against another waifu tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Sunday, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow's SNH, so make sure you guys come hang out on Saturday Night Hypnosis, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Come hang out with the panel. We got a lot we got to talk about. This week has been wild, especially with Silksong's release. I got to get the panel's thoughts on Silksong. I can't wait to hear what they have to say. Why is dumbass waifu? Why is Sonya coping and seething? Why is Sonya coping and seething, guys? What's going on there? In any case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out on another Hypnocast. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, commented, spammed the chat, super chatted, gifted memberships. And don't worry, Mount Lady will be defeated. It's only a matter of time. All I have to do is test loyalties. And I'm very good at doing that when it comes to waifus. So thank you guys again for everything. Shout out to the Hypnomods for doing what they do every single day. Shout out to Sonia for counting tonight. I appreciate it. And we will see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Stay to the end of the raid. We're going to raid Sheep City in. Go congratulate him on monetization. Go throw him $1 or $2, man. Show him some love. Show Sheep City in some love, man. He finally hit monetization. This is a big moment. This is a big day for him. Let's fucking celebrate. I already gifted him 50 memberships during the Waifu Battle. During the Waifu Battle. I did it during the Waifu Battle, man. So come on, let's go. Go send him some love. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Go be bigots, go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
Mikey is pissed. I knew it. I was waiting for that. He's like, wow, dick. That's what you get for all those comments, motherfucker. All right, let's check the gifted game with Mikey, man. Let's check the gifted game really quick. Oh, God, that's great. That's fantastic. Oh, man. Let's go down here. Let's see what Mikey did, man. Let's see. Oh, God. We got, oh, fuck. Whoops. We got, he says, enjoy Sir Sausage. The Good Room says, Sir Whoop-Ass, Immortal Death. What the fuck is this, bro? Sir Whoop-Ass? What is this, bro? Warning, this game contains puns, dad jokes, oh no, Flappy Bird-like arcade minigames, breaking of the fourth wall, and jabs directed at try-hard, overly serious RPGs. Do not play if you hate fun or would like to strap in for a hilarious quest for the legendary villain-beating artifact. Bro, what is this? Thank you so much, Mikey. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And on that note, let's go to Sheep. Bye.
I got news for you. That means you
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
The dog or her cat was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, don't put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in a queenie and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! Cause it's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.